get some breaking news coming out of the federal government. The Justice Department announcing that 4 former Louisville police officers now are facing federal charges in that drug raid that led to Breonna Taylor's death in the year 2020. The charges include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction offenses. The federal charges allege that police officers falsified the affidavit used to obtain the search warrant of Breonna Taylor's home, and that this act violated federal civil rights laws, resulting, of course, that search warrant resulted in her death because that is when the altercation took place. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said in a news conference moments ago that federal officials, quote, share but cannot fully imagine the grief felt by Taylor's family, and that Breonna Taylor should be alive today. Let's bring back in Ann Bremner, who represents police officers on many occasions in the Seattle, Washington area. Surprised, and remember, Hankinson is one of the officers. Brett Hankinson, we watched that trial play out here on Court TV, and he was acquitted by a jury. Your thoughts on this move by the feds?
Well, it's not surprising, first of all, Ted, to see a federal civil rights investigation and/or charges after a state prosecution of an officer, fails in terms of getting a conviction. We saw that kind of procedure in Rodney King. We've seen it in Derek Chauvin's matter with George Floyd. So it doesn't surprise me to see that the federal feds have stepped in and taken this on with 4 officers, where one has been acquitted previously. The others weren't charged in any kind of state case. It took a long time. That kind of surprised me that it took this long. This case has been scrutinized. They're talking about false statements in search warrants. That's what the civil rights charges really pertain to, from what I can see so far in terms of breaking news. If that's the case, that's something they knew a long time ago, presumably. But the fact is, when there are false statements in a search warrant, that's a very, very serious matter and should be considered for prosecution. My own surprise here is what took so long?
Kelly Goodlett, Joshua Janes, Kyle Meany, and Brett Hankinson are the officers and former officers that are facing these charges. What it'll be interesting to see is Hankinson was, of course, the individual that shot the fatal round and killed Breonna Taylor. To what degree did he have to do with the search warrant? Will be interesting, because I get the two that right away were identified as the ones that falsified the affidavit to get the search warrant for Breonna Taylor's apartment.
Right.
But once that's done, if I'm one of the officers responding, and we know what happened, the first shots that were fired came from her apartment towards police. Hankinson was tried, found not guilty for wanton endangerment charges. I don't know. To me, that's the surprising part of it, that Hankinson, unless he had something to do with that affidavit with the search warrant.
Well, you're exactly right. But here's the only other theory I can see, and that is for his involvement to be basis for charge. There was some reference to some obstruction after the fact or misrepresentations about the search warrants itself. So there could be those involved in the drafting the warrant and misrepresenting allegedly information that the judge issuing a warrant, and they could execute it. What about after the fact? I mean, what if there was some kind of issue with respect to what some of these officers did after the fact in representing the search warrant or in utilizing it in some way? I don't know. But that's the only possible way I can see him involved, because we have no information, like you said, that he was involved from the first instance in the drafting of that warrant with its misinformation. It's alleged.
Yeah, and a jury believed that his actions, although very unfortunate and horrible, in the heat of the moment, they believed that he should be exonerated or not found guilty. She was 26 years old when she died in 2020, and it is one of those cases where you're just feel so horrible. She's working in the medical field and had nothing to do with anything wrong, and she catches a bullet. And dies because of it.
Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. Conspiracy to commit murder. The Justice Department announced charges against 4 current and 4 former officers in Louisville in the 2020 killing of Breonna Taylor, alleging violations of Fourth Amendment and civil rights that led to her death. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced that officers Joshua James and Kelly Goodlett and Sergeant Kyle Meany had been charged with Fourth Amendment violations for pursuing a warrant they knew contained false information. A former detective, Frank Hankerson, was also charged in a separate indictment with violating Breonna Taylor's rights. Garland said he spoke with the family of Breonna Taylor. They were notified that the Justice Department had charged 4 current and 4 former Louisville Metro Police Department officers with federal crimes related to Miss Taylor's death. Those alleged crimes include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction of justice offenses. All 4 officers indicted worked on the Louisville Metro Department Place-Based Investigation Squad. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency medical technician, was shot and killed when the Place-Based Investigation Unit served a no-knock warrant on her home on March 13th, 2020. At the time, Taylor was with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, who shot and wounded a police officer he believed was an intruder trying to break in. After he fired, the police fired 22 shots into Taylor's home, with 5 shots striking her and killing her. The police had been investigating a pair of drug dealers in the area, and the affidavit signed to obtain the warrant alleged that one of the targets had received a package at Taylor's address, which is a lie. They tried to get the Postmaster General to co-sign this madness, and the Postmaster General said that's a lie. He's not getting involved. He's not going to lie for Louisville, Police Department. So that was a lie. Garland said that after a full and comprehensive investigation, the facts and law brought us here to the indictments. Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark said, "No stone was left unturned." Garland later said that one of the charges alleged that Meany, James, and Goodlett all knew that the affidavit used to obtain the warrant contained false information. Specifically, he alleged that James and Goodlett knew that the targets on the warrant had not received a package at Taylor's address. Breonna Taylor's rights were violated when defendants Joshua James, Kyle Meany, and Kelly Goodlett sought a warrant to search Ms. Taylor's home, knowing that the officers lacked probable cause for the search. Clark said that James and Meany worked together to draft and approve false affidavits that was used to justify the warrant. In doing so, the Justice Department alleges they willingly deprived Breonna Taylor of her rights against unlawful search and seizures. That's the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is rights against unlawful search and seizures. Hankerson, whom the department fired in June 2020, is charged with use of excessive force that violated Breonna Taylor's civil rights, the rights of her guests, and the rights of her neighbors. With a lawful objective justifying the use of deadly force, the defendant Hankinson traveled away from Miss Taylor's doorway to the side of the building and fired 10 shots into Breonna Taylor's apartment through a bedroom window and sliding glass doors that were both covered with blinds and curtains, meaning that he shot into the home indiscriminately. He wasn't even looking at what he was shooting or what he was shooting at. He just shot indiscriminately into the bedroom window without even looking what the target was that he was aiming at. Community safety dictates that police officers use their weapons only when necessary to defend themselves and others. Even then, they must do so with great care and caution. Hankinson was charged with wanton endangerment in the state of Kentucky, but was acquitted in March. Hankinson is a coward. He fired into Breonna Taylor's home, not knowing who was on the other side of that window. And 5 shots hit Breonna Taylor, killing her. Now, I don't have many heroes somebody who I can call a hero, but Kenneth Walker, he thought somebody was breaking in the home, which is why he fired a shot at the police officers when they were breaking in, when they were intruding into Breonna Taylor's home. Peace, Jared Jaguar. Salute and respect, brother. And these members of the Ku Klux Klan, they lied, and they got a false warrant, a warrant based on false information. And they went in and they murdered a 26-year-old emergency medical technician. She was in the life-saving business, and she was snuffed out by pigs. These are what you call pigs. Somebody that will lie to get a warrant and then go and kick somebody's door in. Now, that is castle doctrine all day. A man and a woman has the right to protect their home. That's castle doctrine all day. And not only that, the state or the federal government, they shouldn't determine what is castle doctrine. If somebody's breaking into your home, you have a right to defend your home. And nobody should come in your home like that. They didn't go into Donald Trump's home like that. They didn't go into Roger Stone's home like that. They just come in our homes like that, not even announcing themselves, just kicking our doors in. And when we're asleep, we don't know what the hell is going on. The element of surprise is not good, because the element of surprise most of the time get people murdered by the police. And then they're yelling and screaming in your face, all black on. You don't know who the hell is in your house. And they surprising you with guns all in your face, not caring if children is around or nothing. They care nothing about whether or not it's children around or not. This is wicked. They outright murdered that young lady. And then they tried to charge Kenneth Walker with attempted murder on a police officer after he shot at them, rightfully so. He had every right to shoot at them. But the judge, Olu Stevens, wasn't having it. He threw it out. Judge Olu Stevens was like, let me get this right. You broke into her apartment, you killed her, and because he shot at you, he's supposed to go to jail. Well, you went in there with an unlawful warrant. So that's a judge that we should be protecting and respecting, Judge Olu Stevens, because he wasn't having them charging that brother with attempted murder, because he actually hit one of them. And I wish it was center mass. I wish the brother's aim was straighter, because he had every right to shoot at them. I don't know why people think because somebody's a cop that their life is worth more than the citizens that they swore to protect. And before I depend on someone outside of my house to protect me and my family, that's my duty to protect me and my family. I shouldn't have to call someone to protect me and my family. That's my duty. I'm the first line of defense in my house. And especially when you have somebody who have perceived power and that think that they're above the law. They could just falsify information and lie to get a warrant, and then they kick a door in when the target they were looking for was arrested 10 miles away. And then they tried to get him to lie to dirty up Breonna Taylor, to say they offered him a deal. They offered him a deal to say that Breonna Taylor was involved in the dirt that he was doing. He told them to go to hell, that he wasn't going to dirty up Breonna Taylor. And it got so crazy that they offered him a deal anyway. But the stipulation in the deal that is that he had to leave the state of Kentucky. So that's a sweet deal to him. He leaves the state, but it's not really a sweet deal to the police. It's a sweet deal to the brother who made the deal with the police, because the federal government still can subpoena him and have him come back to testify. If they can find him, which they are going to find him, he's going to be made to testify. And hopefully they'll bring these pigs to justice. It's a damn shame 2020 this happened, and they just decided to bring charges against these wicked bastards now. They should have been brought charges when they knew that that young lady was an EMT, which she cannot have that job with a criminal record. She was not a criminal. You can't be an EMT with a criminal record. And when they found out the dirt that was on those cops, they should have been arrested. And they conspired to cover up the murder and dirty her up. That's why we cannot trust. We absolutely cannot trust the police. We cannot talk to them because they do things in a very cunning way, trying to come to you like a friend when they're no friend to none of us. Now, we have a sister who's no longer among us and her family. I can just imagine how their family feel with losing their loved one in that manner. Sleeping. She and her boyfriend were sleeping. After midnight, they come knocking on your door in that manner, kicking your door in, as a matter of fact. They wasn't knocking, kicking their door in, and then try to get the neighbors to lie and say that they announced themselves. The neighbors said that they did not announce themselves. You can't expect anything but confrontation when you knock on somebody's door like that, kicking, and as if you're going to break in. You can't expect anything besides confrontation. And they actually conspired to kill this young lady. See, this is what happened when you have wickedness on your mind. It always turn out the wrong way. It always come out the wrong way. See, we are in the time and the judgment now. The wickedness that white folks been committing, it used to be our words against theirs and they'll get off. Now it's cameras everywhere. And there's investigators who are willing to do their job and do an extensive investigation and get to the bottom of this. The police are the enemy. They are the enemy. I can honestly say that the police are the enemy. Because they don't seek justice. They're tyrants. All they want people to do is comply with their unlawful orders. And when you don't, they threaten to take you into custody, especially if you don't know the law. Even if you tell them what the law is, they don't care anything about that. Which is why they don't even take the time to learn the law. But Breonna Taylor and her family are victims. Kenneth Walker is a victim. The young lady never had a chance to become a mother. She never had a chance to become a wife. She could have probably been Breonna Walker or well on her way to becoming Breonna Walker, married to Kenneth Walker by now. But they took all those chances away from her by conspiring to kill her. They conspired to kill her and they murdered her, tried to cover it up, tried to get people to cover it up for them. Yeah, again, we are in the time and the judgment, and anything that doesn't justify its existence, the laws of nature move to destroy it and move it off the face of the earth. And this is only the beginning. I don't say defund the police. I say just do away with police. Do away with it. I know people think it's going to be, chaos, but it's not. But if they do away with police, people say there would be, without law and order, there's chaos. If it's chaos with the police, what the hell are we talking about without law and order? It's chaos. If it's chaos with the police, they're the one they break the laws more than the citizens break the law. If we got to quote the law to them, tell them what the law is, there's something wrong with that picture. We got to constantly tell them what the law is. I watch audits. I watch cop watchers all the time. They constantly violate people's rights. And then a normal citizen with a cell phone or a camera is telling them what the law is. Or they'll ask them what the Fourth Amendment right, what the First, Second, and Third Amendment is, and they can't even give the answer to those questions. It's because they call themselves law enforcement when they don't even know the law. They want to enforce their feelings enforcement. And when somebody defy them or their unlawful orders, they get butthurt and they want to use their perceived power against people. And to our people, we need to know that the United States Constitution is not even worthy of any of us wiping our ass with it. Wiping your ass with the Constitution would be desecration to your ass. It's not even worth your shit. It would be desecration to your ass if you wiped your ass with the Constitution. They didn't have us in mind when they wrote it. None of us. We wasn't even considered human beings, which is why when we're in pain, they don't give a damn because they don't see us as humans. You notice when we go to the emergency room, when we go there, we have to yell and scream at them to give us attention when we're in pain because they don't see us as humans. When our women are in labor, they going through labor pains and the pains are excruciating, their back, they have contractions and all that. They don't care because they don't see us as humans. One of us could be shot in the chest and they'll tell that person who's shot in the chest to fill out forms. They don't see us as humans. Yet they are the ones who act like they're not humans. They call us everything they are. Everything they are, they'll call us. But we are everything they say they are. We're everything they say they are, and they call us everything that they are. There's some wicked people. But they want us to believe that they just great people when they're not. So those of us who are out here quoting the Constitution, just know they didn't have you in mind when they was writing it. They did not. So we need to stop thinking that we could do what white folks do. When they start getting up in the police face, yelling and screaming, and quoting the law, they can care less. They really can care less about us when it comes to the law. What we need to actually do is exercise a right or the rights that no one can give or take away from you. Self-preservation. The first law of nature. Self-preservation. Nobody can take that from you. Self-defense. Nobody can give that right to you or take it away from you. So when you talking about or you think about exercising rights, exercise those rights. If you feel someone is threatening you physically or threatening to take your life, it's your life, the only one you have. Why would you allow someone to take it? And why would you think anybody's life is worth more than yours? Nobody's life is worth more than yours. We need to know that. And when someone threatens our life, you take theirs. Be judged by 12, not carried by 6. Because a lot of us don't think they'll do it until you become their victim. Like, it's a lot of brothers and sisters who really didn't think they'll go there with them until they go there with them. You got to always know that these devils will go there with you as far as trying to take your life. Just know that they will. Have that in your mind when they approach you. This person wants to take my life. And you be on your guard all the time. And if you feel like something about to start, you're supposed to start it. Get the jump on whoever it is. Get the jump on them. Hit that joker with all you have. And if you have to be in custody, so be it. It's better than your family. It's better than your family mourning your death. Peace, big dog, Philly OG. Peace. It's better than your family mourning your death. We got to start valuing ourselves and our lives more, and not let people take our lives, and not let people get away with taking the lives of our loved one. You got to fight tooth and nail. Now, when somebody murder our children, Breonna Taylor, I have daughters older than that. I have two daughters 4 and 5 years older than Breonna Taylor. When somebody take your child's life, that is hindering your future, because you're not going to be here, and somebody got to come through her so you can live through them. And when somebody take your son, especially your son, not saying the son is any better than the daughter, but the son keeps your name. The daughter eventually has somebody else's name. But when somebody kill your child, they're hindering your future. They're trying to stop your future. They killed you, as a matter of fact. They killed you. And it's not the natural order of things for a parent to bury a child. It's not the natural order of things. The natural order of things is children burying their parents. And when your child is in her apartment with her boyfriend, sleeping, they shouldn't have to worry about the police kicking the door in, seeking blood, yelling and screaming, telling them to put their hands up, and they're at the wrong apartment, or they lied to get the warrant to go into the apartment in the first place. They lied. Lied on the Postmaster General in the United States Postal Service, lied on them. And then they go in, break it into the apartment. Kenneth Walker fire a shot. They just start shooting indiscriminately into the apartment, not caring what was in there. Once he fired a shot, they should have said police, but they did not announce themselves. Once he fired a shot, they thought it was going to be like it was confrontation, and it's war. It's us against them. That's the mentality they have, the us against them mentality. They said it's on, it's war. It's supposed to be war if you're trying to break into somebody's house. I don't care who you are, what agency you represent. You're not supposed to try to break in somebody's house. Not going to do it like you would do one of them white folks when they commit crimes, and you go to their house to arrest them like you did Roger Stone. Peace to Bronx Flat Power God. They give them the utmost respect. They didn't go into Phil Spector's house after he murdered his wife. They didn't even go to his house like that. Now, about a few years ago in Neptune, New Jersey, a police sergeant murdered his wife right in front of about 30 cops. Murdered his wife in front of his son, and they did nothing to him. They didn't run up. They didn't try to do nothing to him. He murdered his wife, who didn't want anything to do with him anymore. He murdered his wife right in front of a whole lot of cops, a standoff. But they allowed him to murder his wife. They was in a vehicle, and they didn't do anything to prevent that man from murdering his wife. Now the police, they have the statistics shows that the police commit more domestic violence than anyone. They batter their wives, beat their children, all of that. And they have the most, suicidal rate according to statistics. I wish they would just go one day and just have a massive suicide day. They say 1, 2, 3, pull the trigger, and they do a massive suicide day because they're useless. Useless. We don't need them. We don't need anybody that we pay our tax dollars to disrespect us and murder our children. I have daughters older than that young lady, Breonna Taylor. They're useless. Useless eaters, that's who they are. Peace to Bomb Mom. Peace. Thank you for joining me. Now, our people, we need to learn how to move around and how to deal with these people when we encounter them. The best thing to do when we encounter the police, for one, always film your encounter. Always film your encounter. And if you don't have a dash cam, you should have a device that can hold your cell phone that goes on a swivel, that you can point at them when they encounter you, when they walk up to your vehicle. Always record your encounter. And the best thing to do is not even talk to them. And then if they say that you have to talk to them, you tell them you don't. You can invoke your Fifth Amendment rights. Now is a new law that they don't have to inform you of your Fifth Amendment rights. It's not that you don't have the right, they don't have to tell you. That's the trick bag. So the best thing to do is always invoke your Fifth Amendment rights. Never talk to them. And then if they say that you are obstructing, you tell them obstruction is physical. If I'm not jumping in your way, if I'm not grabbing you and stopping you from apprehending somebody, that's not obstruction. And you have a right against self-incrimination. And you tell them you don't work for the police department and I don't have to help you with your investigation against me. Don't help them in their investigation against yourself. That's self-incrimination. Don't do that. Me, I suggest you not talk to them at all. Because they're murderous bastards. But it's about time that they charged those wicked demons with murdering our young sister who was sleeping in her bed with her boyfriend, and they were executing a warrant based on false information that they knew was false information. And they went and executed a warrant anyway. And the target was 10 miles away being arrested. Now, an overzealous coward is dangerous. That's a dangerous person. An overzealous coward is dangerous. He's trying to prove himself. He's trying to prove he's not a punk. And he knows he's a punk. But he's trying to prove he's not. And then if you get perceived power, somebody tell him he got power, he's a dangerous person. Or she's a dangerous person. Very dangerous. Peace to my brother, Big Dog Philly OG. Thank you for joining me, brother.
Much love, respect, my brother.
Indeed.
Everybody in the chat, you go on in, continue, my brother. I'm with you.
What we need to do, brothers and sisters. We can't do nothing without our sisters. We take care of our own communities. Just take care of our own communities. We don't have to worry about police driving through or coming through. And when they do come through, we tell them that we don't need them. As long as they think that they can come through our communities and police our communities, they're going to come through, and they're going to come through as tyrants, and they're going to come through with a genuine concern, because most of them are not from our communities. And anyone who's not from our community shouldn't be policing us, because there's no genuine concern unless you live there. I see a lot of police officers live somewhere else, and then they go and do their dirt while they're patrolling or whatever they do. Their position is in the police department, and then they like to go to their friends and tell their friends where they live at in the suburbs, how many niggas they beat. They got caught so many times saying that because people record it. Now, I'm going to let you know, everybody's not with that, because some people record it and report it, which is a good thing. But they leave, text messages and emails talking about the niggas they beat up, and they get caught because of the data footprint. And a lot of times, a lot of the police officer who don't like that, they'll tell on them. And what's crazy about that is the police are always calling somebody the bad guys. We got to get the bad guys off the street. That shit is crazy to me. When they say they got to get the bad guys off the street and they can refer to themselves as the good guys, they use the same exact narrative and same rules as a common thug. If a police officer give information about police corruption, that police officer is considered a rat, when that's his job to turn in anybody who break the law, including a cop. You shouldn't even have to have internal affairs. If a police officer see another cop breaking the law, he's supposed to arrest them. Like the white female cop who pulled her sergeant off somebody and he choked her, the other cop's supposed to have arrested him. Because you just assaulted a woman right in her face. Because there's a law that police officers are supposed to intervene when another officer is acting unbecoming of an officer. If he's jumping on somebody, using excessive force, cops supposed to intervene, pull them off. But you don't see that. But they want us to believe that there's good cops. Now, if you are watching another cop do dirt like that, you're not a good cop. You can't tell me you're a good cop and you watching a cop use excessive force. Now, the case of George Floyd, the police kept people at bay while a cop murdered somebody right in front of people. Kept them at bay. While young people watched the police officer murder somebody right in their face. But they don't expect to pay for that when they do that. When anything doesn't justify its existence, the laws of nature move it from the face of the earth. Their days are numbered because you know why? The people are going to erupt. This marching that they do is only a sign what's yet to come. And all these Negroes and these crackers who want to tell us we need to comply or tell us, or they're siding with the police when the police do wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with siding with the police when the police do right, but you can barely do that because they barely do right. They brag about getting a damn cat out the tree and all this other bullshit, but you barely see them do right by human beings. I heard my brother, who's on the panel with me, Big Dog Philly OG, said them jokers will rescue a dog, period. They're real fast. They'll rescue a dog. And they will preserve the life of a dog. Unless it's our dog. They'll shoot our dogs. Because they would grab you to incite the dog, knowing the dog is going to react just to shoot your dog. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Peace, brother, realize. How you doing, good brother? Join the panel if you would, brother. You have anything to add, big dog?
Nah, bro, I'm good. Go ahead, keep on. I'm with you. I agree with everything you're saying. You already know.
Yeah, we need to value ourselves as a people. If we value ourselves as a people and we value each other and we make it known and people see it, that'll be a change by itself. That'll change them because they know they'll see us united, they'll see us caring for each other. Now, a police department like Kentucky, they have to see vulnerability in the people. Because if somebody do something to somebody or certain people, they have to see vulnerability in that people. Like, I can get away with doing this with these people and nothing will happen. And when they can predetermine what we're going to do, that's the bad part. That's the part I don't like. When they can predetermine or predict what we're going to do when one of us is murdered, I don't like that. Because I tap into the mind of our enemy. Having knowledge of self is good, but you should have knowledge of self and others, so you can know what they're thinking. Because I know for a fact, based on what they do, when we are people, the ones who are into that protest, they actually go out and they take a pallet of bricks. They stage the riots. They staged them. They'll take an old police car, put it there. Okay, here's the police car they're going to tear up. We'll take a few police cars. We'll tow them there, have them there, so they can burn this police car up. They'll put some bricks, stage some bricks, and they'll sacrifice a business or two. They will sacrifice a business or two because they can predict and determine what we're going to do after something happened to us. They make it a event. All for the news, keeping it real, REEL, keeping it real, because they know everybody's watching it, and it get their ratings up. And we go out there and we fall for it. I don't see nothing in going and peace, Prophet Levi. How you doing, good brother? I don't see nothing in destroying something unless it's, not our own stuff. Put it that way. We shouldn't destroy our own community. We should never do that. If there are businesses, we should maintain those businesses. And we should, when we do protest, I wouldn't go out and protest. I wouldn't go out and do that unless we're going to actually take care of some righteous business. I'm not with marching. I'm not with asking somebody to see me as a human being. I'm not with asking somebody to stop doing something to me. The best way to get somebody to stop doing something to you is to stop them. If they know there's a consequence, a dire consequence to what they do to us, they wouldn't do it. But they know there's no consequence. We're going to demonstrate. We're going to march. We're going to yell no justice, no peace. And that's just what we get. We get no justice and we get no peace. I don't know why we yell that, because we get neither one. And then we chill until the next episode. That's what we do every single time. Peace, brother Chris Cyphers. That's exactly what we do. We chill until the next episode. Or we get somebody who's going to paper chase, come out here. They don't get litigators. They don't get no litigators. They only get lawyers that's going to get them settlements. And I don't like when we get settlements instead of getting actual justice. Peace, Prophet Levi. Thanks for joining me, brother. We have to get actual justice when it comes to when our people are harmed or murdered. And I don't think monetary peace realized. Peace, King. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Peace to everybody, man. Salute to all the guys and goddesses.
I don't think that anything monetary will make up for a parent have to bury their child, because that's not natural to me.
It's not natural to nature, really.
Exactly. It's not the natural order of things.
Yeah, man. It's been so much going on. It's all just, I don't know, just big shit show right now.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
See, I don't know though. I think the only way to figure out how to change this shit is we have to first come together, man. We gotta stop kicking each other while we down and talking down on each other and bringing bad energy,
Facts.
to one another, man. If we don't love on one another, why should somebody else?
I agree. If we show the love out in the opening, just show the love, people will see that and know that You know how our enemy work, though. Our enemy will work to separate us. When they see the love, they'll conspire and they'll send somebody in that look like us to draw a wedge between us. Yet, if we know this and we know how they operate, we should see it when it's coming. My sentiment has always been, when we find you out, we're gonna make an example of you. We're trying to build something for our people, and we got some nigga that come in conspiring to destroy what we're trying to build. When we find you out, it's not gonna be nothing left of you. Nothing.
But as grown folks, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that we've been through, we see those folks coming a mile away. So we just need to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Before they get close. Cause I noticed that on some of these panels too, man, they come in and they just create chaos. And if we understand that, then we shouldn't let these people in these spaces.
Exactly. Now, you see how civil we built. It's always that when I get with the brothers, though, because only certain bills I would engage in, because I'm a grown ass man for one. Yet I watch brothers build. I watch and I listen to brothers having beautiful builds, and I'm listening. I'm getting gathering information from everybody who speak on the builds, and then you have somebody come in, disrupting it and causing chaos amongst the brothers and sisters. And I'm like, you know what? That person would be, I'll just boot that person out because
quick,
because you're disrupting the build. Brothers are having a good build and you come in disrupting the build. That's how you handle people like that.
I've always said that I will allow you to speak, but if you start acting crazy, you got to go.
Now,
what's the point?
We have to have respect for each other. We have to have respect for each other, regardless of age differences. You still have to have respect for that young brother, because if you're trying to bridge the gap, you have to have respect for that young brother when that young brother is talking, and don't try to undermine him. And you can correct a brother or a sister without trying to make them seem like they're dumb or they're stupid. That I don't like. That's what I don't like. Peace to the Tad Show. That's what I don't like. You don't have to undermine the brother, and you can correct the brother or sister better than that. But it's going to take us to make to bring forth the change, because no one is going to contribute to our salvation because it's our job. There's nobody's job but ours. And if we're looking for a benevolent person outside of ourselves, we're going to be looking for a long time.
Absolutely. We have to be the change that we want to see. We have to be the change we want to see.
Exactly.
If we're not, then nothing's going to change. If you want to see change, it starts with you first. And you being respectful to others. In turn, hopefully they will be respectful to you. You know what I mean?
Indeed. You know what brings forth change? Dissatisfaction brings forth change. So therefore, if we don't bring forth a change, that means that we are satisfied with the condition that we're in.
Absolutely.
That's what that means.
Yep. Stagnant.
So in order to bring forth change, we must be dissatisfied with how things are going with our people. And I know some brothers and sisters are frustrated, and you see that they want change by their movements and how their demeanor and how they speak.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
And they're well on their way to bringing forth the change. But we all have to get on the same page with what we have to do in order to bring forth that change that we want.
Look, when I see our children being killed and going through the shit that they go through, that's what lights a fire under my ass. That's what lights a fire in my spirit. Because I'm
Indeed.
tired of seeing our babies hurt. Our children are hurting, bro, and I'm sick of seeing that shit. That's what got me on fire.
You know, they are when people know that their time limit is up, they haven't justified their existence. So the laws of nature is going to get rid of them and move them off the face of the earth. They start moving in desperate ways, and they are trying to get us to engage with them. And they know the average strong brother they just can't run up on. So they have what they call soft targets. They'll target our women, and they'll target our children, and they'll target our elderly. They're not going to charge. They're not going to target the soldiers,
Absolutely right.
the fight ready soldiers. They're not going to target them. They're not going to target the fight ready soldiers. They're going to target the soft targets. That's why they do that with our women, our children, and our elderly. And we got to protect them.
And you know what's crazy is you see these videos, right? Of when you do get these strong brothers, you see motherfuckers getting beat up. I'm talking about beat up. Brothers
Fact.
be whooping ass because we tired. So
And
you pick the wrong person, you're gonna get that ass tapped.
and when we get brothers like that, we just got to train with each other and have some discipline. That's it. I know some thorough brothers, and they're disciplined. You got to be disciplined. Therefore, and if you are disciplined, you got to keep your head on right and exercise your discipline. That way, when you call on people, they won't hesitate to move for you. Because I won't move for anybody. Because nobody's going to get me out of the bed from my wife to go out with some nonsense. Certain people I won't even hesitate to move for. But there's certain people I'm going to question because you can't move for everybody. But
I appreciate that knowledge, brother.
Once we build our coalition and our army, we'll know who to move for. Because some people will get you out your bed, brother, to go to prison for the rest of your life, or worse. Or worse. I remember when a few months ago, about a month or two ago, I spoke about my young cousin being murdered at the beginning of the year, and somebody asked me what did I do, and I said, what can I do? I'm not on the streets. I'm not on the streets.
That's facts. Like, what you want me to do? I'm not a street dude.
I'm not on this. No, I'm not on the streets. If you are out there doing what they do out there, you charge that damn game.
You know what's coming. You know what's coming.
I'm not going to be getting up out my bed, leaving my wife to go die or kill over some nonsense. Not me. But if it's one of the soldiers, oh yeah, definitely, because you're not going to call me for nothing. If you call me to take care of that righteous business, I'm there. You can't move for everybody because that's when that agent stuff come in. Cats will come get you, we need to go over and handle this. These brothers over here, no, that's an agent, man. If somebody come to you telling you, let's go do something that don't make no sense, if it don't make no sense, don't do it. I'm like, why are we over there bothering them? They want the same thing we want because they not with us. No.
Trying to trick you out the streets.
Exactly. Now, you got the Navy. They don't do what the Army do or the Air Force do, but they're doing the same damn thing. Know the difference. Even old wicked ass America in their armed forces, they got different armed forces, but they get sent over to the same damn war. So we got to think like that. Those brothers want the same thing we want, so we're not against them. They just fight in a different way. We need to stay disciplined.
That's real. It's real.
And don't allow nobody to
be strategic too. We have to be very strategic.
Exactly. Organize, strategize, deputize. That's how I was taught. Organize, strategize, deputize. Come together, organize. What's our strategy? And then the deputized part, everybody do their part. Whether my strong point is, I do. Whether yours is, Big Dogs, Prophet Levi, Chris, or any other brothers in our ranks, whether their expertise is, they show us, but that's their expertise. They do it. We back them. Wherever my expertise is, I show all the brothers, and vice versa. That way we can cover down as soldiers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, we're going through too much, man. Too much. As a whole unit, it's time to do something different. It's time to change the narrative.
It's only the beginning, though, bro. It's only the beginning of what we are going to put ourselves through. And it's us putting ourselves through it. It's only the beginning. Because if we don't do nothing about our condition is going to become more dire. You know, there's a saying, God help those who help themselves. When they say God help those who help themselves, that means that we are the God that need to help ourselves. And if we don't help ourselves, we're not going to come out the condition that we're in.
Hey, somebody told me once, this older gentleman, he said, you know when you damn, how you say that? If you want to get out of a hole, you got to stop digging first. You got to stop digging this hole that we in. We the ones digging it.
Oh yeah, I
If
mean,
we ever gonna get out of it, we got to stop digging.
if you constantly digging, the hole's getting deeper and deeper. So you got to stop digging.
Exactly, because the more you dig, the longer it's gonna take you to get out.
Exactly. And the deeper the hole is, the higher the climb, brother.
Yeah, man, and we've been digging for a long time. This is a great conversation.
This is what you call a build. It's a build, which is, something I always like doing amongst the brothers, cross-pollinating, sharing with the brothers and the sisters. Can't do nothing without them.
Look, I say this all the time. You need people to do anything. You're gonna need some help. You can't do nothing by yourself. Even billionaires can't do nothing by themselves. They might have all the money, but you're gonna need other people to make things happen. So we just need to understand, man, no matter what, we're gonna need each other.
Definitely, because 9 times out of 10, he became a billionaire off the backs of others. That's how they became a billionaire.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
It's a capitalist nation. Capitalist. And it's a greedy nation, which is why things are made in mass production. Because
very greedy nation.
Because this society is greedy.
Absolutely.
They won't wait. They won't feed the chicken natural and let it grow, or the cows or wherever people consume, or even they don't even grow their vegetables natural now. They even put stuff on to make their vegetables grow faster. Now, I mean, if I'm 56, now I've never seen fruits and vegetables like they have today.
How do you get a seedless fruit? That's all I want to know.
Yellow and orange and, like the green peppers, the bell peppers, they got all colors now. That's a mutant ass pepper. Bright yellow, red, orange peppers.
Yeah, that's great.
All that stuff is not grown right now. So regardless of how healthy we try to eat, if we're consuming, unless you're growing it yourself, if you're going to a supermarket and you're buying your food, unless you're going to probably like a health food store, you're getting mutant vegetables, fruits. So we have to watch out for all that.
And you know what's crazy is when you go to those type of stores, man, they try to outprice things so that you can't really even afford it.
You know, to eat healthy gonna cost a little more anyway. Gonna
Yeah,
cost more.
absolutely.
Gonna cost a little more. But that's how this wicked government is, though. You know, they're capitalist.
I mean, it's a corporation, so any corporation is going to be capitalist. They in it for the revenue. So
Yeah, yeah. Fact. And we are the revenue. You know, if you look at
absolutely, absolutely.
you look at the prison industrial complex, you know, laws are based on the necessity of the officer. As far as the penalties, they're based on the necessity of the officer. That's
It would
just
be so easy for
that's
us
how
to
wicked
cripple
we
the
are.
system. We could cripple the system in one day if we actually tried. If everybody just said, fuck it, ain't nobody going to work, ain't nobody buying no gas, we ain't moving, the whole system would crumble. They'd be bowing at our feet, begging.
I had a talk with the brother yesterday about, we talked about the Constitution. Speaking about big dog, we talked about the Constitution. We talked about the the political process. We don't realize that our people sway elections. We sway them. And we need to realize we need to exercise the power we have and stop being the suckers all the damn time. We are always the sucker when it comes to the political process. People come to us all cunning, and they'll get those who they think influence us to get us to vote a certain way. We as a people should be our own party. It should be Republicans, Democrats, independents, whoever else, black people. That's it. We should be our own party and stop trying to join these parties that mistreat us. You got a left wing and a right wing. They're on the same bird going the same way.
It's just like heads and tails of a quarter. Hey, it's two different sides, but it's still the same damn quarter.
Exactly. So, it's Republicrats. I don't differentiate or distinguish them. It's Republicrats. They're all the same damn people. And I always say it depends on where and how you want to be stabbed. It depends on how you want to be stabbed.
Man, that is some real shit. That's some real shit. Cause it's either you vote for this evil or this evil. So how you want it?
Republicans will stab you in the chest. Democrats will stab you in the back. But either way, you're stabbed. At least with the Republicans, you can see it and defend yourself. But Republicans not going to act like your friends, but Democrat will act like they're your friend. So, in the words of the great Chuck D, neither party is mine, not the jackass or the elephant. I don't subscribe to no party. The jackass or the elephant, neither party is mine. Politics, poly is many. The word, the prefix poly is many. And you know what a tick is. A tick is a bloodsucker.
A mini bloodsucker. God dang it.
Poly is many and a tick is a bloodsucker.
Mini bloodsucker. That's what I'm gonna start calling them from now on.
Bloodsuckers.
Mini bloodsuckers. Mini bloodsuckers.
They're bloodsuckers of the poor. Because a lot of them become millionaires from us. and billionaires from us. They're bloodsuckers of the poor. There's no poor politician. They may start off that way, but a politician that we know or we can say their name, they're bloodsuckers of the poor, and they're all rich. So
And they all got ripped off of us.
Indeed,
And,
because
it goes even beyond rich. Some of these folks get wealthy off of us.
they're as the brother Chris said, they're vampires. Literally vampires. That's what they are. And our money, it leaves our community very fast, within minutes.
Oh yeah, because we always got something to pay. We always got something to pay.
Our frivolous spending also.
Yeah, that too. We spend money on dumb shit. Like, for real. I'm sorry, but I gotta say it like that. We spend money on dumb shit.
We go back and we give it right back to our enemy. And we have our spending power is over $1 trillion now.
We got more spending power than, like, I believe, like 17 other whole countries, just us. I think it's 17.
We got,
like, we have more spending power right here with just us than 17, 18 whole countries.
We are one of the largest nations as far as spending power. Black people in America.
Yep.
Peace, Browns Flat Power God. Peace. The brother remind me of something when he said, when he put "Can't Trust It" by PE. King and Chief probably had a big beef. King and Chief had a beef. Because of that, now I'm gritting my teeth. And that's what really happened. King and Chief had beef. This what happened to us.
It's sad that we always warm with each other, man. That shit's sad.
Yeah, but our conversation and conversations that we have lets us know that, we could bring forth the change that need to be made as far as our people, because it really only starts with a few and then it spreads.
Brother, every time I walk out my house, I try to acknowledge our people and show love. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, like, I want to spread that energy, that good energy. Because if I do it, maybe somebody else will do it. Maybe, you know what I mean? So I do it every time I walk out my house.
Indeed. You have to, because, be that pillar that, that holds the people up wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? If we have that everywhere our people are at, that's a good thing, especially, when we come together, that makes things even better. Just wherever you're at, be that pillar that holds the people up.
I try to every day, man. When I say I praise us, I praise us. I don't praise no gods. I don't praise none of that. I praise my people, because if I can put a smile on my people's face, calling them gods and goddesses and showing them love and just having conversations with them, man, look, I know that it could make a difference, because that person is going to take that energy and it's going to transfer. Energy is transferred. It doesn't die. So the energy that I put out is going to keep on going. So every time I walk out my house, man, when it comes to my people, I try to give them the best and the highest energy that I possibly have.
Absolutely beautiful. If you do that, brother, you spreading that type of energy, the good energy. I mean, I feel it when you come on the panels too. So, I recognize that. So, I can attest to that. You give off that good energy. That's that strong energy. You're a young brother. Young brothers can be doing a lot worse than what you do, bro. You try to make a difference. You come among the brothers, and we learn from you. You learn from us, and that's what it's about.
That's right. That's all it's about, man. Each one teach one. And if we do that, man, I always said this, instead of fighting about the information, we all got a little information. If we bring all that information together, maybe then something will happen. We have to bring all of our information, all of our knowledge together. And then I believe we'll create a whirlwind, man. We can shake the earth if we come together, man, and bring all our knowledge together.
Indeed. See, we have to put into action what we want. Got to put it into action. And we can't let anybody deter us from obtaining our goals as a people. And when we do things, we have to do things as a people. One. When I say person, I mean all of us together becoming that one person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What is a fist without all your fingers?
Exactly.
I feel like this, man. Look, check this out. Okay, so our main goal, our number one goal should be to leave our lands, I mean all over the planet, better so that they don't have to deal with the crap that they're dealing with now and the crap that we've been dealing with forever. We have to change this shit before we leave. We can't let our children go through this, man.
Yeah, that's a fact right there, brother. Do you know that the entire world, if we knew the whole entire world was waiting on us, it'd spread like wildfire once they found out.
Look, people don't understand. I say that all the time. They waiting on us. They're waiting on us to rise up. Once we rise up, it is over.
Yep. They're waiting on us in America. Once we rise up, because for one, we are the culture all over the entire world. We are the culture.
Think about this, bro. Think about this, and I mean this, big bro. Did you see when George Floyd got killed? When we went outside and started fucking shit up, the whole world damn near went outside. What happened to COVID? When George Floyd died, man, we was like hell with COVID. Everybody was outside, the whole world.
That's a fact, but we have to realize that when we do go out there and do that, that is predictable to them.
Absolutely. I understand that.
Go to them.
I understand that, but what the point I'm trying to make is that when we move and we move strong,
you're right.
The whole energy of the world moves, man.
All the energy changing.
That's what I'm saying. Once we get ours back, the whole world will change. Look, if we save our lands, all the lands across the world will be saved. I believe that in my whole spirit. I do believe that. We have to do it first. Once we do it, I believe everything else will be cleaned up.
We are the culture. Everybody wants to do what we do. That's why we should be mindful. Now, if we bring forth that warrior spirit, everybody else gonna pick up on that warrior spirit and follow suit. That's just the way it always been. You can go as far as you can go to the next. Chris and Big Dog knows. They know. They've been all over the world in the military. And I'm sure they seen people, probably seen B-boys abroad. B-boys that's of another ethnicity, but they dressed and they acting just like us through a genre of music. I'm sure they seen that. Like, damn, they into this over here. I've seen a picture of some
Energy does not die, it's transferred.
Some Japanese and Koreans with Kangols, gold ropes, and Adidas sweatsuits on.
Breakdancing.
And B-boys. Straight B.
Exactly. Straight B-boys. Look, energy, man. It's our energy. I believe I don't know why I feel this way, but I believe if you took us, just us American Aborigines, and you took us off this earth, I believe this bitch would stop spinning.
I believe that too. Because we are the energy.
We are the energy. We are the life force.
Indeed. And we are the balance. It was spin into chaos. We are the balance.
Motherfuckers always talking about they don't want to be around us. They can't stay out our face.
You know, that right there, you know, that comes from people despising us. See, our nature, we need to evaluate because we are too inclusive. We're too inclusive. We need to evaluate our nature. We're too inclusive. We allow anybody to come around us. We got to be exclusive, sort of, because people come around us and we allow them to come around us and we're too welcoming. And that it becomes problematic because that's how we end up being used and taken advantage of because we're too welcoming and we're just too inclusive.
You know what it is, bro? We are genuinely good people, genuinely good people. So, you know, I think that's one of our downfalls but it's only with us that we fight like that, man. We don't fight against like that.
That's true. And when we let people draw wedges between us, we need to stop that. Because when they see us doing something, they always send someone, you know, who looks like us, who's willing. That's the part that I don't like. They're willing to do it. They're willing to go draw a wedge between two people or a wedge within the ranks of our people when we start organizing. And we believe anything that we read, we need to stop that. We need to stop just believing the worst about each other. Anything that we read that's contrary to what a brother and sister is doing. And not only that, we expect perfection. We need to stop expecting perfection. We need to stop that because we're not a perfect people. And then our sojourn here in the wilderness of North America, we may evolve into eventual perfection, but we're not a perfect people. So we need to stop expecting those who stand and act on our behalf to be perfect. We don't put that pressure on nobody else but each other. We hear one thing about each other, we throw that person away.
Yep.
We throw he or her away. Just throw them away. We need to stop that. We throw a good brother or sister away because of an indiscretion. Yet, you have a wicked, crooked ass demon come to us and we elect them to a damn office. Or we'll let them represent us. We'll let them intervene in our affairs in general. What that say about us, somebody come around to us saying we can't handle our affairs, so he's coming as the damn savior. We need to stop that. Everything that happens to us is our responsibility.
Well, when you vote for somebody, right, you're basically saying I can't do this for myself, so I need you to handle these affairs. And that is the biggest thing about voting. See, we thinking that we're doing something good, and it's like, okay, cool. But at the same time, there's more power in not voting than there is in voting, because like I said, if you're not voting for these motherfuckers, you're saying, I don't need you. I got this.
And then they always use somebody who, see, they think that we're stupid because they'll bring somebody who they think can influence us. Now you take like any entertainer, if that entertainer have influence on some people, they'll call that person to influence the people through that person. And we need to stop that. That's another thing we need to stop. Because when you take an entertainer, they shouldn't, because one, a lot of entertainers think they have risen above the condition of their people. So why would we allow them to represent us? Why would we allow them to represent us? They in another tax bracket, living on the damn hills, and we allow them to come and represent us and have us swinging our votes. Voting, to me, Cherokee, that's my exact sentiment. When somebody asked me, did I vote? I said, vote is a crime against my people. That's what voting is. Voting is a crime against my people. And I can't do that. Because wherever that person that you vote for, whatever that person do, you are responsible because you helped to get that person in that office. So whatever that person do or don't do, you are responsible for it. So that's why I don't even vote. I don't do it. That's a crime to me against your people. It's like, what you want, the mumps or the measles. That's what that is. We got to not put our faith in America's jurisprudence, their constitution, because it's not worth the paper it's written on. We just stop thinking that they don't consider us, they don't consider us humans. So why would we
My bad, Kim folks. Every time I get on the panel and get to talking, my phone just cut off. Literally.
a lot of times that burn a lot of energy too. These panels, when you get on these panels, it burn your phone down real fast.
My phone is literally at 96%. It just man, when I get on these panels,
See, when I remember when Barack Obama. I got a question. I want y'all to look at this picture, okay? And I want y'all to tell me what's wrong with it. I'm gonna show a picture and tell me what's wrong with the picture. Tell me what's wrong with this picture right here. Let me find it. If I can find it. Where did it go? Not it. That's not it. Well, I can't find it. It's a picture I had with a lot of black leaders, former black leaders, and it had Barack Obama in the middle, magnified, bigger than anybody on the picture. Wish I had it to show. And what was crazy about that picture, Barack Obama was magnified on it. It had Frederick Douglass, Dr. Charles Drew, and Booker T. Washington. They were surrounded by him. He was in the middle, bigger than all of them. And he did the less for our people. That's the crazy part. Peace, brother Chris Cyphers.
Peace, family. You already know what's going on. I see you trying to bring the picture up, so I was gonna help you with the screen share.
The picture.
Double click on the picture and open it up. After you open it up, come back on the StreamYard and hit share with that little with the little plus screen on it. And when you hit that, you're gonna have like a tab that say entire screen. You're gonna have another tab that say window and another one that say Chrome tab. Go to the one that say window because you're gonna have that image opened up already, and then select that and click share, and then we'll see it.
You know, you was talking to one of the most computer illiterate brothers on the planet.
I bet. I bet. Check this out. Go to the image and click on it so it'll open up. Not on here, but it'll open up on your computer.
It's already like I had it. I forgot why. I think I put it on the background, or I think I put it on. I thought I put it on. I forgot where I put it at. I put it on background.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, not background. Put it on the overlays.
Hold on. I think I did put it on overlays too. I don't understand why it's not on overlays. Okay, let me see. Let me click on it. Could have sworn I put it on overlays.
Even if not, you could upload it. It's simple. It's fast.
Okay, I think I did put it on overlays.
Okay. Yeah.
I did. Okay, I'll click on. Just click on it.
Yes.
Just tell me what's. Let me see.
There you go.
Okay, tell me what's wrong with that picture right there.
None of those motherfuckers was alive to see this motherfucker president.
That's one of them. But why they got him magnified bigger than everybody when he is like the most insignificant one out of all of them? Because he became president.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he magnified?
They're using a heretic scale type.
You know what I'm saying? Barack Obama, he's unworthy compared to these other men.
Facts.
Unworthy.
Very
Unworthy. You know, you got Adam Clayton Powell, you got Booker T. Washington on there, you got Dr. Charles Drew, you got Frederick Douglass, you got Marcus Garvey, you got doctors, and you got all, because this dude became president. As a matter of fact, he shouldn't even be on the picture.
facts.
Don't even belong on the picture. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, like,
him and the person that's right behind his back, that Michael King guy.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Mm.
Did absolutely nothing but pushed, LGBTQ shit, the abomination under Obama. exactly what he pushed.
I'm gonna try this one more time. What's good, Chris?
What up, Brody?
Shit, man, cooling it up here. This fire build, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is fire. I'm enjoying this. Y'all go ahead, keep building.
Yeah, brother. What you think about the thing with the sister Breonna Taylor?
My thoughts on that, man, is
I was watching um Dr. Richie Rashad on I think he has a program on the Young Turks channel, and he was talking about Breonna Taylor, and he had the super coon on there on the bullpen, Brandon Tatum. He had him on there, and Brandon Tatum went up there and tried to use he used white supremacist talking points. He started talking about witch hunt, sounding just like Donald Trump. And that brother ripped his ass up on Richie Rashad. I forgot to get his name backwards all the time. He ripped his ass up because he got up there on the panel trying to justify that young sister being murdered. And that shit pissed me off, man. He dealt with him good, though. He dealt with him. He drove him off, put it that way. Whenever he get on a program that he can't cut people off, he act like he's in another world, like he's in the wilderness. He can't function if he can't cut you off. And I'm looking at this Negro like, what makes you think that you have more expertise than the Justice Department? Because you was on a police force 5 to 6 years. Yet you think you are an expert at policing after 5 years? No, you're not. As a matter of fact, your boss not an expert. He's an apologist for them. And while we're speaking about apologists, that I forgot his name. The brother, who I say brother with quotes, he's no brother of mine. I say, the one who was stabbed to death by his white girlfriend. They just arrested her. I think myself and Chris talked about it earlier on the phone. And he said that he wouldn't be caught dead with a black woman. And that he loved white women. But he was caught dead with that white woman, though. He was caught dead with her because she stabbed his ass to death. And she was claiming self-defense. They took 4 months to arrest her. She's on social media with blood on her. She's bragging about it, but her friends, gave testimony that she was the abusive one because she tried to play that he was abusing me narrative, and that's why I stabbed him in self-defense. But her friends was like, no, she was the abusive one. He wasn't abusive. So they locked her up, I believe, Thursday for the murder of this. I'm gonna call him a Negro because he had no love for us or our sisters. If you don't have love for our sister, you don't have no love for us. And what's crazy about that is a black woman brought his ass into the world. How can you not love black women when you came through one? That's stupid. Yeah, our little sister, Breonna Taylor, she was, straight up snuffed out by those demons in her own home. See, they'll come in our homes now and murder us. It's not like, we're on the streets and we fall a victim to them. They'll come right to our door and murder us. I just say to our people, we don't need permission from nobody to protect ourselves. We don't need no permission. That's a natural right. That's a natural right. It's a right you don't ask for. It's a right you don't have to, nobody can take from you. And that's a right we need to start exercising, whether it's individual or in unison. We need like drop squads. When one of us encounter police, we hit something and people show up. You're not about to do this in front of us. No, you're not. That's what we have to do. Now, when the brother was shot by the cops in front of all those people, I mean, I don't understand. Something in me is like, I can't let that happen. I wouldn't be able to let that happen. It's a crowd of us and they pull their guns out. No, you're going to put them shits away, man. You're going to put them away. Where I grew up at, they didn't do that. We didn't allow that. Not the projects I grew up in. We'll tell them to put it away. They don't put it away. We had kids on the roof, boy. They put it away. They got up out our projects. That's not bragging, but it's just the truth. And I live in a small city, 5 miles by 5 miles. I don't care which way you go, you out of it within a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But we didn't play nobody come into our projects putting their hands on somebody. We didn't play that. Didn't play that. If you're going to arrest him, take him downtown. And if you did something to him, you better do it when you got him in them headquarters. But you're not going to do it in front of all of us. We stand around. Like I said with the George Floyd thing, they stood around and watched the man murdered. He wouldn't get up. They supposed to get him off him. Somebody's supposed to get him off him because he's not acting within the confines of the law. Supposed to get him off him. You'll get off him like that. You on his neck. You see you killing the man, get off him. And then cops standing around keeping the people at bay. We got to stop that. The Asian cop, and where I'm from, the Asian cop would have been knocked on his ass straight up. And we would have got George Floyd, would have saved him. I'm not going to stand around and watch you kill somebody. Not me. You're not going to come where I live, from where you from, and kill somebody. You're not going to do that. Not in front of me. Some of us are standing around like this shit happen. Punks holding cameras, yelling, screaming like little girls. No, stop, don't do that. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to tell them to get off him one time. If you don't, we swarm him. You can't shoot us all. And if we swarm him, he can't shoot none of us. Not to murder him, but to save the brother. That's what you do when you value lives. That's what you do when you value lives. When we gonna, really value our lives? Especially those of us who are not out here committing crimes. We're not out here robbing people and stealing and stuff like that. We don't do that. So we're within our rights to be pillars in our community. And if somebody come in, I don't care who it is, wreaking havoc in our community, don't care who it is, it's our community. Just because this person work in our community, especially if they work in our community and they don't live in our community, no, we can't allow that. Because we all know that they're gangs anyway. The police are gangs. Big dog, can you play?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Can you, are you are you able to play music on your end?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I would love to hear some of the music of the artists from the community as opposed to signed artists. Would you be able to do that from your on your end?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna play a
Yeah,
few
give me a
songs?
second. I
Take
got
take
y'all. Give me a second.
take a music break.
Class in session, so it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use the shit as a tool. Got us focus on these fools and putting shit in our food. Fighting to free your mind is kinda hollow but true. The system make you a zombie if you follow the rules, so we rebel. But not too many live it to tell. Till they find the cheat code using digital.
Why would you do that? You just say to get up.
Huh? I don't know. Think you're lying. You're in my hand.
Shit, I was selling the beans, was really killing. If gun bars ain't much, if your gat don't shoot, I'm strapped and bulletproof like the Batman suit. All it takes is one snap to have my enemies killed. The laws of space and time, I could bend them at will. Yeah, I'm in the world that some of y'all have not seen, and living on the page that some of y'all cannot read. And right now they probably calling me cheap, cause I decided it's enough and now I finally speak. Tell you the truth, I don't trust people who cheat. It's deeper than having sex, you give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, it's as true as can be. If you lie to the ones you love, then you do it to me. The cold word is rainy night. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight. They wonder where this come from. Ascension when it's all done. No reason to believe in a God. When you become one, you understand. You could get it the same. Niggas will double cross you if you get them the fame. My soul ain't for sale just to get in the game. It's dangerous, homie, just remember the name.
Part 2, hood politics.
They just wanna keep us asleep. I know this shit suck, but when the fuck when niggas wake up, I know this shit tough. Every other step you take, you get your foot stuck. Cause they go and show you the fly with some niggas pushed up. Religion is a part of the system, my nigga, listen. If you ain't got control of your soul, then you's a victim. The pope fall over the neck with politicians. The same politicians who sleeping with little children. Time to make them pay for what they did to the youth. But freedom of speech is nothing when they censoring truth. You ain't gotta show shit when you live in the proof. Give the support to your oppressors, man, you niggas is goofs. Time to fight fire with fire, get on some nigga shit. Time to get back what they stole, all of our innocence. Some people hate the way that I talk, this shit be spicy. But say a bunch of shit that ain't true, it isn't likely. Which is sightsee, the best way to take you apart is through your psyche. I can't see you real, what you need me to say. Ask the world leaders about the oath they secretly take. It's a plan that they got to keep us legally slaves. Paid labor overwhelming when you needed a break. If you think that I'm just talking it, bitch, you lost. It's a war going on like rich versus poor. The rich keep getting rich while your broke ass starve. Beating you little pennies at that punk ass job. Think because you get it in tax, you need that income. Really, I'm just stating the facts, cause niggas been dumb. Your emotions are controlled by a system. Cause when I make a song full of hate, niggas listen. When I make a song about love, niggas skip it. They both from the soul, so really ain't nothing different. Today you gotta give it a fight to make the hate stop. Niggas on that ignorant shit gon' get a face shot. Believe what you wanna believe. A lot of niggas snakes only going off of belief. A lot of shit is fake.
Peace 4-5 Black.
Tell the slave master I'm burning the plantation. You fuck niggas like to throw pain but can't take it. So all during war these flames remain sacred. Barrel to the root of your tongue. You niggas tasteless. Lights flying over your head.
I got the audio of that interview with Rashad Ritchie. I want to play it.
Unity is power beyond. We should embrace it, but you could never bathe in the truth when you embrace it. Speeding off what you was taught in the bracelet. Then you see it's nothing you thought. That shit is dangerous. A lot of people die for what? That shit was aimless. It's kind of like a video game. It took stages. Just make sure these lanes remain nameless. Hub politics part 2. My name dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
There you go, good brother.
Indeed. I'm gonna play the audio of that interview with Rashad Ritchie and Brandon Tatum when he came on here saying that the DOJ is wrong for charges in Breonna Taylor's death.
Welcome back to Wawa Sictopia, your handcrafted beverage.
Of course, after the commercial.
Hot and iced lattes, our new frozen coffee and frozen refreshers. Only at Wawa. At Raymore and Flanagan's Buy More Save More sale, get 10% off everything and 15% off purchases over $2,999.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bullpen. He's back in the bullpen today. We have former officer and noted commentator on things law enforcement and social, Mr. Brandon Tatum. Mr. Tatum, good day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being back. So we're going to chop it up about the new indictments. You have multiple indictments from the Department of Justice in relation to the murder and also scheme to cover up Breonna Taylor. I don't want to presume what you know or feel about this particular Department of Justice prosecution or theory of their indictment. So if you would provide us with your sentiment, and I would then opine.
Yeah, I think that the entire indictment, in my personal opinion, seems like a witch hunt to me. However, there was a detective and an officer that appeared to have lied about information on the search warrant. They should be brought to justice. They should go to jail. But there's two other individuals that are on this indictment that have no relation to the search warrant. They have no relation, or at least the lies that were spoken about on the search warrant. They have no relation to it. Brett Hankinson was already acquitted of the exact same charge that they're charging him with on a federal level. And also the sergeant that's involved in this that I believe is not going to be found guilty is another individual that I think that they engrafted into this to bolster their case and to create or continue what I would consider to be a witch hunt.
So let me correct you on one dynamic, dear brother. The officer that you just referenced, who has been charged by the state crime and acquitted, is not charged with that crime federally. He was charged with wanton endangerment by way of Daniel Cameron, the Attorney General, black male Republican, who said he actually put in danger the neighbors of Miss Taylor. He was indicted for that wanton endangerment, which is a rarely used statute on the state books, and was found not guilty. So when you say that the federal government charged him with the same thing, the federal government does not have a wanton endangerment statute on the federal code. Are you aware of that?
Well, I think that you're missing words. It's
How?
Relatively, to me, it's relatively the same thing. It's relatively the same thing. They're trying to portray that he was negligent in the shooting that he was involved in. And that's the same thing that they attempted to prosecute him on in I would argue, a more liberal state case. And then now they're trying to reactivate it on the federal level. I'm just saying, based on my knowledge in law enforcement and based on my knowledge of justice, he's not going to be found guilty in federal court. This is a waste of time. They're trying to engraft as many officers as they can to bolster their case. They got two people that are clearly appear to be in the wrong, and they should be prosecuted.
Now, that's really interesting. So I'm going to deal with your statement about the wanton endangerment in a moment. They're not the same. It's not the same charge, and it's not even the same theory. I will explain that to you in just a moment. You called this a witch hunt in the beginning of your commentary. And then you proceeded to say, however, 50% of the cops who have been arrested, all right, they should be arrested. You still stand by that. So that's not a witch hunt. You're saying that two of the cops that have been charged, they should have been charged based on the information that you have.
Well, let me explain. Let me explain what I'm saying by this. It's because when I say a witch hunt, I mean that they're engrafting more officers in to bolster a case. If they really wanted these individuals charged, they could have been charged on a state level. Or if you charged them on a federal level, just charge the two people that are involved in the crime in which you're pursuing, and not try to add as many officers as you can, which is going to weaken the case, and people are going to be more upset because only probably two of these officers are going to be indicted, or at least being found guilty. I believe one of them already pled guilty. So this is just another element that I believe the federal government is wasting taxpayer dollars on. They could go after the two individuals that they believe they have probable cause for, and the other two individuals, they're trying to stack it to bolster their case, which is, in my opinion, a witch hunt.
So let's go through the elements here. You are a former member of law enforcement, so you do have an understanding of the law. two individuals decided to engage not only in prerequisite false information, which is a violation of oath of office. They lied on affidavits, provided false testimony. They also engaged in the cover-up. So afterwards, when they met, decided to conspire in order to cover up the initial crime of faking the documentation to obtain the warrant. So that's one indictment. That indictment covers the cops who were involved in the paperwork prerequisite that led to the death of Breonna Taylor. The second indictment charges Detective Hankinson, as you mentioned, with the civil rights offense for firing his service weapon into the apartment. Now, here's the dynamic that I think you're missing. In the original state charge, the wanton endangerment was about reckless conduct and how that reckless conduct created a safety issue for those around Breonna Taylor and her then boyfriend. The scope of this federal indictment talks about the reckless conduct directly at Miss Taylor. As an officer, let me ask you this. Have you ever, without verifying the identity and without a known threat, have you ever or known someone, one of your colleagues perhaps, that fired into an apartment, a house, a window that had curtains and knew not who they were firing upon? Has that ever happened to you?
It's never happened to me. Let me bring this to light too. Is everybody that's involved in this is presumed innocent until proven guilty. I just want to make the statement that it appears that they have probable cause to make the arrest that they made, at least on two of them. I just want to make sure that's clear because people,
well, that's clear,
they may not
I would
be
like
found
you to
guilty.
answer my question.
They may not be found guilty. But I'll answer your second question about the behaviors that Brett Hankinson displayed was cleared already. They had determined that his actions were at least reasonable in the scope of his explanation. Now, could it have endangered people? The answer would be it could have, but was it negligent? Did he have the intent to go and shoot through blinds to willfully shoot at a person that he could not see? That's not what happened.
You're incorrect on the law here, Mr. Tatum. I would encourage you to go and research the law.
Well,
the law does not require.
Incorrect on the law. Correct me exactly what you're speaking about because I read it. I read the indictment. I read the original case. I made videos about it.
If you read the indictment, you would have read that this was not an issue of intent, but an issue of.
In the indictment, it says that his behavior and his intent led him to fire shots that were unjustified, knowingly presenting a danger to the public, presenting danger to other people that are in the apartment complex.
Sir, I'm going to try. I only have
into the resident.
Right. Mr. Tatum, I only have a few minutes to correct the errors. So the more you talk, the more errors I have to correct. So first, the indictment does not charge that the officer intentionally tried to commit murder. That's why the officer is not actually charged with murder. Do you understand that?
Exactly.
It's not murder because he never shot Breonna. That's the reason why.
Do you understand there was no attempt to murder? There was no murder dynamic, and the reason is because there is no intent. You have to prove the intent element for murder to stick. So,
Dr.
Sir,
Ritchie, you're not understanding the justice system. They don't have nothing
you
to
the one
charge
don't
you with.
understand, dear brother. I'm trying to be patient with you and educate you, but give me about 60 seconds. I think I can do it within that time and give you the opportunity to respond. So the officer, because of his negligence, known or should have known that firing inside of an apartment that he could not see and firing through a curtain and window that he could not see through would create an absolute danger to a citizen in this country.
Exactly.
That's why I asked you specifically, have you ever done that before? Have you known any of your colleagues to do that before? And you have told me no, which means you know it's criminal. Your colleagues know it's criminal.
It's not true.
Have you? So you've never done it. You don't know any other cop that has done it. Well, this cop did it. And you're saying it's not criminally negligent.
When Hankinson did it, was he found guilty in the court of law?
Sir, he was charged with wanton endangerment of a neighbor. He was never charged.
So was his actions endangering anybody?
Sir,
according to the charge.
This is very simple. All right, let me take it back to elementary school. The officer in question has never been charged with the crime in relationship to Breonna Taylor, number one. Number two, the federal government has concurrent jurisdiction to investigate and to prosecute crimes in the United States of America. They decided to charge this cop with the absolute negligence created and with the shooting inside of her apartment, not knowing or establishing the target whatsoever.
Exactly.
You have already admitted this is not normative behavior. You've never done it. Your colleagues have never done it.
I said that I've never done it. I don't know any person that's done something specific like that. But clearly, there's articulable reasons why he did the shooting in the way in which he did it. Because they charged him.
What the hell are you talking about, brother? So let's go back to the original charge of wanton endangerment, since you want to keep it there. You are aware that it doesn't matter if he was found guilty or not guilty of that particular element of a crime external of Miss Taylor, external of Miss Taylor's apartment, that has no bearing on the Department of Justice willing to take a charge or willing to allocate a charge or grand jury serving a charge up as it relates to her apartment. You do understand the difference here with the jurisdictions, right?
What I'm telling you is that he's not going to be found guilty because there's already a case that was tried, and you got to think of how they tried.
That has nothing to do
he was tried,
with the new case that is being brought.
Liberal peers that are not favorable to him. On a federal level, they're going to draw from peers that are a lot more favorable to Brett Hankinson in his original trial.
So this isn't about guilt or innocent. This is about some jury members being favorable to him.
It will be. I'm just telling you.
But that's what you're saying. You're not saying this is about his guilt or innocence.
You're trying to create
You just
arguments.
said, no, sir. You just said this was about a jury being favorable to him.
What I'm saying, listen, this is how the justice system works. They're going to draw from a particular jury pool, right? And the jury pool was incredibly liberal. More than likely, they were not.
Are you aware of the jury pool?
You're going to draw
federal government.
You're going to draw from more conservative, liberal, conservative.
I don't even know where you get that from. The jury pool,
and I guarantee you, he's not going to get charged.
Well, sir, he's already charged.
I mean, he's not going to get found. He's not going to be found guilty.
Okay. So you do realize that the jury pool has expanded because of the jurisdiction of the federal government. It's not a limited jury pool. It's more of an expanded jury pool. And before I go, brother, just want to ask you this question.
Which makes it different.
Really quick
You
question.
expand from Kentucky as a whole.
Question.
It's more favorable.
Is it wrong, sir, is it wrong for a police officer to shoot inside of an apartment without having eyes on the target and shooting through windows that are closed and doors they cannot see through? Is that right or wrong?
It depends.
No shots being fired, no established contact with the target, no weapons, no threats, no nothing.
Contact with the target.
Sir, is that legal or illegal?
In the doorway.
Is that legal or illegal?
He identified the target in the doorway. He moved his position to the window, which he knew in a general area where he was shooting at, and he was found not guilty.
The target was drugs and money.
No, it wasn't.
Did you know that? Sir, in the warrant they signed, the target was drugs and money, which, by the way, they found zero.
Well, you see, this is why people like me are doing what I do. Breonna Taylor was the original target. There's a person on the warrant, and then there's a warrant for search. She was shot. Her boyfriend was sitting in the house for about 15 minutes before they ever came in to rescue Breonna. There was a potential that they could have flushed drugs and all kinds of other different things.
A young woman who was innocent or not?
Say that again.
Did they murder a young woman who was innocent? Should be alive today?
No, I don't see it that way. I see it that she was killed.
Why did they cover it up?
It was unfortunate.
Why did they cover it up?
It's not. You see, you're
admitted. Why did they cover it up, brother?
There's not a. They covered it up. There's two different elements here.
Why did they cover it up?
The warrant.
See, this is what we deal with. We deal with Negroes who are apologists to those who murder us. This is what we deal with. Negroes like that are useless. Peace, brother Smoke Signal. We have to deal with Negroes who are useless, that's apologists to those who murder us.
Nigga peons.
That's exactly what he is, a Negro peon. He sat there and then he tiptoed through the tulips, I mean, dance all over. Negroes like that frustrate me. I can't have a conversation with nobody like that. I'll probably end up choking them, just grabbing them by his throat and just choking them until my hands are together. That's some choking, right, brother?
Right. That's I'm like, damn, okay. Oh, shit.
Because out of all that happened, he made every excuse for them cops breaking the law to obtain a warrant and killing that sister, man. And when he asked, was she murdered, he said he didn't see it that way.
That's what bottled my fucking mind, bro.
He didn't see it that way. And then when Hankinson shot indiscriminately into the home without knowing what was on the other side of the window, they had blinds and curtains. He didn't know what he was shooting at. He said, it depends. How do you just shoot into a home and you say it depends? What does it depend on?
Mm-hmm.
He should have asked him that question. What does it depend on? You saying it depends? He should have let him talk and said, okay, what does it depend on then? That you can just shoot into a window that has curtains or blinds on. You don't know what's on the other side. You can just shoot into that window. What does that depend on?
Mm-hmm.
But this is a man, you can't expect him to have any sympathy or love for black women because of who he's with. He's with a Caucasian woman, and this is a man who got on his social media platform and said he slapped his own mother. So I don't see a reason to put your hands on your mother. Raise your hand. I only see a reason to raise your voice at your mother, not alone your hand, not your mother. If anybody you humble yourself to, it would be your mother. If you don't humble yourself to nobody on this planet, you humble yourself to your mother. That's it. But this dude said he slapped this mother because of something she said. So you can't expect him to have any sympathy or love for black women. But he was my brother. However long ago that was, that's how long his ass would have been in the ground. You better not raise your voice. You better not have to raise your voice at mine. Things get heated, you walk your ass away.
Facts.
You walk away. I see you later when things simmer, but you don't do that. See, these are the type of Negroes we deal with, brothers. We deal with Negroes like this who will see one of our sisters get murdered and he becomes an apologist for the pigs.
That's a cancer.
Yeah. But it always happens. When he get his nigga wake up call, it's going to be with one of them. He going to see exactly what we see. And it's a shame that in order for you to know what we're talking about, it actually had to happen to you. Mm-hmm. He's an apologist for them. And he's saying, you see how pompous and arrogant it is? He's saying he know more than the Justice Department. He only be on the force. This dude's probably about 34, 35 years old. How the hell you know more than the Justice Department as an investigator? And he was a patrolman. He was not a detective. He wasn't an investigator or nothing when he was on the Tucson, Arizona Police Department. Just a patrolman. He quit in 2016. He quit. He quit to work with the Republicans. He quit. But he's still walking around calling himself officer. That shows that he don't have it all up here. You're not officer for a long time. So how the hell, at least 6 years, he hasn't been an officer.
He sound like one of them conservative Negroes.
That's what he is. He said on one of his talks that he talks to a whole lot of white people. And he said he used to be pro-black. And he said why he's not pro-black no more. He said because he got a calling from God. And he said that's what he said, brother. I'm just telling you what he said. He said he used to be pro-black. He said, I used to wear gold teeth and sag my pants and everything, making wearing gold teeth and sagging your pants synonymous to being pro-black. How stupid is that? He said, I used to have tattoos. I have tattoos on me. I wear gold teeth. I used to sag my pants, wear my hat backwards. He said all this in front of an audience full of white people.
Wow.
And that's what made him pro-black. And then he said he went to church and he got a calling from God. And God told him he shouldn't be pro-black. That's what the Negro said.
Wow.
But my thing is, he used stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do as an action that made you pro-black? Being pro-black, you have to stand and act on behalf of black people exclusively. That's what makes you pro-black. Doing something for our people exclusively makes you pro-black.
Right. Not sagging your pants or gold teeth, like, nigga.
That's a stereotype.
Right.
He said that's what made him pro-black, though. He's easy work, though, brother.
Yeah.
He's easy work. It's just that Fox and all these other platforms, especially Fox, they have him on there frequently. Fox and they have him on there because he fits the narrative, and he's, people. He don't realize that when white supremacists, anti-black people, when they finish using their tools, you know what they do with their tools, brother? They break them.
Yeah.
They break their tools when they're done with them.
Mm-hmm.
But that fool don't realize it. He thinks he's gonna have a long run. He think he's gonna have a long run with his buffoonery and his foolishness. Welcome back to the chat, Realize. He thinks he's gonna have a long run with
I
his
hope
foolishness.
I'm good now. It ain't cut off in a minute, so I should be all right.
I know you got something to say, brother.
Man, this dude, listen. Oh my goodness, bro. When it comes to cooning at the highest level, man, this shit is ridiculous, bro.
That's it.
You gonna sit here and justify a sister being shot and nobody could even see her? You got me. Look. See, that's why this shit pisses me off, bro. Because these motherfuckers do shit and then wanna bring somebody in that you said look like us, like you said, and then coon it up for these motherfuckers. Man, that shit's stupid.
Yep. Straight up coon. Super coon. I mean,
that shit really just got me tight.
He might as well just sit on a branch and just go, what? Every time he say something, you got to say that first because he sounds just like a down parrot.
He the type of dude you punch in the face, bro. Like I would like to punch on him. I swear I would like to punch on him.
He's a coon and a parrot. I guess we'll call him a carrot. He's both. Just sit on the branch and
like,
just
look,
every white supremacist talking point.
I'm just saying, bro. Think about what happened to our sister. Bro. How can you sit there and say that shit when you know what happened to our sister? Like I said, she could have been my sister. What are you talking about, my nigga?
Exactly. He could have been he could have been my daughter because I have daughters older than her.
Bro, on some real shit, he couldn't be in my face saying that shit, bro. I swear I do some punching on him.
He's not going to do that. He'll never come to a forum like, not an open forum, not in person. He spewed that nonsense from Tucson, Arizona, but he'll never come among us with that foolishness. He'll get rolled out real fast. He'll get rolled out. Peace, love, Zay.
And you know what's crazy? Is he the type of dude that we'll jump, even though we know we don't need to jump him. Just everybody gonna want to get their hit in.
Bro, all I'm saying is you better act fast. You better act fast. You better act fast if you want some.
Better be unbucking this motherfucker.
I'm saying you better act fast. If you want something, if you among us with that nonsense, you better act fast. Or you're gonna be stumping somebody that's knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a very, very,
that shit just irritated me. Look, bro. Look, I haven't since I've been on the panel with y'all, since I've been in this build or even listening to the live, I haven't got irritated like that, bro. When I heard this dude speak, I got irritated, bro. I was like, wait, who the fuck? Are you serious, bro?
He said he didn't see it like that, brother. Realize he said he didn't see it like that. He said he just started being an apologist for them. He said they have a right to do it. He said that Brett Hankinson was within his rights to shoot indiscriminately into an apartment.
Look, that he can't see into. You can't even see in there, bro. How do you even know there's a threat? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Are you serious? You can't even see what you're shooting at. So how the fuck do you know there's a threat there? That's bullshit.
He said he was within his rights to do it.
Well, then you know what? I ain't even gonna say that because I was about to say some shit. Y'all know how I am. I'm in warrior mode all the time. I was about to say some shit. If it's okay for him to do that, you know how they used to go back in the day. If somebody did something, quote unquote, I mean back in the day, right? They'd go to the jail, bring a brother out and lynch him.
Yeah, fact.
Look, I'm just saying. Look, I ain't gonna say no more than that, but y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And with this dude, man, he's useless. And they, like I said, they use Negroes like that. He's a tool. And when they finish with him, they're gonna break them. They break their tools when they're done, bro. That's what they do with their tools.
They throw them away when they ain't useful no more.
Exactly. When they're useless.
That's everywhere you go. I don't care what industry you're in, whether you work a 9 to 5, or you are an athlete, or you're an actor, or you could be top shelf, whatever. When they done using your ass up, they will throw you away.
Like disposable gloves. Like the disposable gloves of plastic, when they're gonna throw his ass right away. And he's gonna be heartbroken because he loved them for nothing. He loved them because
he irritated me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, I gotta go back up here. I don't care if I get kicked off. I don't care. This dude is bullshit, and he is part of the fucking problem.
He is.
He is one of the biggest parts of the fucking problem.
And those like him, like a Candace Owens, like a Stephen A. Smith, and like a Charles Barkley, and people like him, they are the problems. They're problems.
Do you know what? You know what they remind me of? Do you know, like way back in the day, they used to have performers, right? These motherfuckers remind me of jesters. They remind me of jesters, bro.
Straight up modern day minstrel show.
Yeah, and I was gonna say we got plenty of them in our community, plenty of coons selling them out every day. I always say we need to address them, but a lot of our people rather not to do it. They rather let them keep screwing us.
No, we can't allow them to be among us without letting them
checking
know.
Their ass. We gotta check their ass, man. That's what we do in our community. We don't just let shit slide. We check motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to do. I don't know what's up with all this docile shit and us allowing each other to just be whatever. Man, we used to check folks. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to check her brothers when they had dirty houses. Like, nah, we ain't just gonna let you be like this.
Like I said, we got too many people in the position. The politicians, we got so many politicians and people in different positions. The court system, the probation officers, the the ones the ones in the prison system. We got all our people selling us out, man. It ain't just a few motherfuckers. It's
It's a
plenty
lot.
motherfuckers
Yeah,
on every level. Y'all acting
it's a
like it's
fact. That's
small
a fact.
numbers, man. It's
That's a
numbers
fact.
in the billions they're selling us the fuck out, man. Our own people.
Yep, that's a fact. Because if you look at the prison industrial complex, a lot of the superintendents of the prisons they look like us. They look like us. We got to consider that.
Enemies public. If you look at the judicial system,
Yeah,
the sheriffs, the cops.
Well, think
exactly.
about this, OG. Think about this, OG.
Even judges.
Anytime a person gets too much power, that's dangerous, man. You can't give nobody too much power. These officers got
don't
too
got
much
no power.
power.
They got the
it
power
don't look
because
like
the
it to me.
system is behind them. That's why they got the
That's
power.
what I mean. That's what I mean. When they get put in that position of that little bit of power, man, they go to their head, bro. I don't care what color he is. I done seen some fucked up police, man.
Realize, dig this. They're going with the system, not
Yeah,
against the system.
exactly.
That's why they got their job, brother.
And then a lot of times that they're overzealous and they're career minded. So when they're offered a position to serve to their people's detriment, they take that position and serve to their people's detriment because they think that they've risen above the condition of their people. So they'll take their job
And
to
you know
serve
what's
to their
messed up?
own people's detriment.
You know what's messed up about that is I've seen so many videos of officers being pulled over by officers, and these black officers get treated like shit until they pull that badge out. And then that's the funny part. It's like, dude, without that badge, bro, you gonna get treated just like everybody else. Stop. See, the thing about it is the people who do try to fight against the corruption inside the police state, they get fired. They whole pension get taken. So they're not. They're like, damn, I came in this to do the right thing, but if I try to do the right thing, I'm gonna lose everything. And some of them lose everything, and others just walk away because they like, man, there ain't nothing I could do with this. So, hey,
That's what made that brother snap in LA a few years ago.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's what made him snap. That made him snap. He just started
because he lost his job.
Because not only that, because of the way they was treating him on the job, he was a cop, and they was treating him. They were ostracizing him, and they was committing what they call retribution against him because he went and he what they call him a rat. He just snapped.
He made a report. Yeah, he made a report. Yep, I remember that. And not only did he do that, he kind of got at them personally. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the brother's name, but yeah, he snapped. He snapped. And when you look, think about this, y'all. If you take a man's livelihood, what does he have to live for?
Yeah, fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understood why he snapped, and I was like, damn, man, you got your job to try to change things, to try to do something better, and then you lose it because you tried to do something better, and then they took everything from you and they ostracized you. Man, I could see somebody snapping.
We have to realize that with a lot of these Negroes who climb up the ranks, they serve to their own people's detriment, and also they don't they're not thinking about their people when they get to that level. They're not thinking about their people. They can care less about their people. And also, they will put a black face on anti-blackness and a quickness. They'll put a black face on it so it can appear that it's not racial because a black person is doing it. But when they get this so-called position, they are powerless. You still got to do business as usual, and you're a servant to your people's detriment. You are a wannabe honorary white supremacist. That's all they are. That's what they are. They're
absolutely. I agree.
Now,
this shit is getting out of hand.
I mean, that's those career-minded overzealous ones who are willing to do it, like the Eric Adams and the over in New York, and the police commissioner over there, the sister, I say sister with quotes, the black woman over there who's the police commissioner, they think what the job consists of doing is just standing at the podium talking shit about their own damn people.
Well, like you said, bro, about brothers on the roof back in the day, right? I live here in Michigan, you feel me? And I remember growing up in Detroit. Well, not growing up, but I used to go there every summer vacation, go see my family and shit. And I remember brothers on the roof, and the police wouldn't even want to come through there. I'm telling you, they knew what was up. They would never do that. We have to start policing ourselves. But
exactly.
What we need to do as the older people, because you know I'm getting up there. I'm still young, but I'm young enough to talk to the young folks. You know what I'm saying? It's still grown enough to talk to the grown folks. You dig what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to, because we got young warriors out here. Their energy is right. It's pointed in the wrong direction, and we got to get back out here. We have to get back out here and speak to our young motherfucking warriors, our young children, man. Because I'm telling you, look, they either gonna kill them or lock them up. Period. Point blank.
Well, you know,
so we got to get back to their minds.
If they're going to prison and jail for something stupid, you know, we go to jail for things stupid, but we would not put ourselves on the line for our people. Now, there's one thing that none of us cannot expect is when you're out here fighting on behalf of your people, you're going to be arrested. You're going to be arrested, and it may be worse. But like I said before, it can't be left how it is. It can't be. If we care about our children, it cannot be left how it is. Nobody wants to make have an untimely death. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants an untimely death. Nobody wants me. I'm not a criminal. I'm not gonna go out and commit crimes. Not doing that. But as far as
been there, done that, I ain't got no time for nobody's jail cell.
Defending our people and fighting and defending ourselves, there's absolutely nothing wrong with defending yourself. Nothing.
Right.
Against anyone who aggress you. Anyone if you aggress you. Now, people get it misconstrued when I talk the way I talk. They think, okay, let's go out here and start some trouble. No, I'm speaking about when somebody aggress us. It's your natural right to fight back. You don't need permission for that. It's your natural right. If somebody aggress you violently, you're minding your business. I don't care who it is.
I would like to say something real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we should look at justice as just us.
Exactly.
We have to, man. We have to. And like you said, I'm not saying to just go out here all willy-nilly and act a fool. But damn, it's high time we do something.
Justice is a award or penalty. That's what justice is. Reward or penalty.
Just us. It's either one of the two.
And if justice is not given to us, we have to serve justice. Period. And that's something you don't need permission. You don't need permission to do that. You don't need permission to do that. For one, if it's your community, you decide what you want in your community and what you don't want in your community. And those who work in your community can't decide that for you because they don't live there. How they going to be in your community deciding what goes on in your community, what comes to your community when they don't live there?
Big bro, I feel like that is a strategic move. That's a chess move right there, man. Why would you put people that live in the community, that know the community, in the community, police get the community? If you want to lock everybody up, you want to bring motherfuckers that's scared of the community, that's afraid of the people in the community, so that they can, come on, man,
Or
that's a
despise,
strategic chess move, man. That's a
or
strategic
despise the
chess
people
move.
in the community. They
Exactly,
despise the people
exactly.
in the community. Don't want to serve the people. You call yourself a public servant, but you don't want to serve the people in that community, and you're getting our tax dollars. You're getting our tax dollars, and you're getting paid to not serve us. So you shouldn't be in our community.
Look, check
getting
this out.
paid from my tax dollars. No, you shouldn't.
We're paying them
to not serve us.
No, we're paying them to literally do everything but serve us.
Exactly.
Their job literally is to protect and serve property.
That's what it is.
Property. That's it. Their job is not to protect your ass.
And their job is to enforce policy too, because the word police is policy.
Exactly. And you know what? Even on top of that, their job is also to keep the prison system afloat. It's their job to keep the prison system afloat. And if you can't do that, at least to make these motherfuckers pay these tickets.
Why is it called the prison industrial complex? It's an industry.
Hey, have you ever noticed
industry can't function without money?
Have you ever noticed that everything about school damn near is like prison? Like, even think about the fucking lunchrooms.
It's a pipeline, really.
Prison is called school to prison pipeline. We know this shit. This is old news. And see, that's the thing that we have to fight for, dog. We can't.
And that's why we should be in these schools talking to our young brothers.
Exactly.
We should be in these schools talking to our young brothers.
I seen some beautiful shit. I seen a bunch of brothers. I can't remember what state it was in, but they went to the school every day. You know what I'm saying? And they stopped those children. My bad. They stopped those children from fighting all the time. They started getting better grades. But it was the men that went into school, the beautiful motherfucking brothers that care about our children that went in that school, man, and they changed it. Everything. You can see the children even change the way they act, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they do their work. You know what I'm saying? We have to put in the work for our children, man.
See,
that's just straight up.
When you have brothers that's willing to go and to the schools to talk to our young brothers and sisters and let them know that they should just get what they had to offer in here, and just get what they had to offer, but with all I get understanding, and don't be indoctrinated to this so-called education. Just get what they had to offer as far as A, B, C, D, just get what they had to offer. But get the knowledge, stop studying for the test, study to get the knowledge. Because knowing something doesn't mean that you're indoctrinated to it. Just know
Absolutely.
it. Therefore, if somebody try to indoctrinate you to what you know, that's your battle. That is your ammunition to tell them, look, I already know that. You're not going to indoctrinate me to that, because I know what you're teaching is a falsehood. Always thought that what they
knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. As you know,
in the school district is was a bunch of foolishness. Nothing's discovered until white people discover it. You got a whole continent full of us over here already, but this dude come over here and say he discovered it. It's like, it's like somebody coming into your house and say they found your damn wallet and your money. That's mine. It's in my motherfucking house.
Hey, what Cat Williams said? He said,
that's mine.
He said, I'm gonna go outside of the show tonight and I'm gonna discover somebody's car and give him a reservation in the trunk. That's real shit. I'm gonna find somebody's car and give them a reservation in the trunk. That's exactly what the fuck they did.
Exactly.
But they can't give us reservations, right? They gave us projects. They gave us projects and hoods.
Exactly. They find something of yours and say that they discovered it. Now, if you look at the word housing, urban development, and if you look at the HUD, it's HUD. It's real close to hood. HUD is real close to hood, and that's what they give us, hood. But
yep,
they
HUD, HUD.
HUD is real close to hood.
Yep. You're absolutely
and
right.
A project is nothing, another word for experiment.
Experiment. It's a project.
It's a project.
It's real shit.
1,000 people in one building, and then they put the negative elements, and they add the negative elements, the drugs, the guns, the social engineering. That's all it is. Social engineering.
I can't remember what fucking comedian said this, but he said the same crime element. No, I think it was Tupac. It wasn't no comedian, it was Tupac. Tupac said the same crime element that white people are afraid of, we are afraid of. Right? The only problem is y'all don't really show y'all shit out there where y'all at, but y'all stack us up 100 in a building. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got us living next to the murderers and rapists. You know what I mean? Like, we supposed to be cool with them. Y'all live down the street. At least you got a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, space in between y'all. Y'all stacking us up like sardines. That shit real, bro.
Even, when they add the negative elements, because we can live with each other. See, they call, when they do a high rise, they call them projects when we're living in them, but they're condos when they're living in them. It's a difference. It's a difference. And we have to, it's proof.
The difference is the living conditions. That's the only difference. It's the living condition.
That's what they do. They put us in these buildings and they let the buildings run down. Okay, they just run them down. And they don't maintenance them. And they, elevator broke all the time and all that. I mean, I'm from that. I know about that. I'm from that. But the people that I lived among, I had absolutely no problem with. No problem.
That we make it through everything. No matter what they throw at us, we make it through that shit. No matter what, we make it through all of that. And still getting better and better. We got worse in the 80s and in the 90s, with the whole crack thing. Man, I see us just we're coming up out that hole, man. We're building so that we can climb out this hole. We keep building shafts, and we keep building, platforms and shit, so that we can keep getting closer and closer to getting out this hole, man. Once we get out this hole, it's over. It's gonna be a stampede.
We just gotta put in the effort, brother. Just move. Just gotta move in unison, being in a like mind.
That's why I said stampede. It
sounds like one thunderous thump. And we're stomping, brother. It sounds like one foot.
That's why I said stampede. Oh, yes.
Like one tune, brother.
Yes.
It's like
a drum beat.
Somebody calling the cadence, and we just drill into that beat. That's how we gotta be when we move. One sound. One sound.
Yep. Absolutely. And if you think about it, if we can get this to happen all over the world, we gonna shake the earth.
We're
gonna shake the earth.
There's no if.
I see it coming, man. I hope I see it in my life.
If we are dissatisfied with our condition, we have to affect change. If we don't affect change or move to affect change, that means we are satisfied with the condition that we're in. So dissatisfaction brings forth change. And I know I'm not satisfied with the way the condition our people in. I know I'm not. So therefore, I'll move to affect change.
Satisfied, brother. I hate this. I was taught to never use that word hate, but I hate this shit, man. It bugs me. It angers me. It hurts. And then it also makes me stronger because I'm like, man, if I never went through none of this shit, who would I really be? Would I be this strong? Would I be this passionate? Would I be this fiery if I didn't see the shit happen to my people? So, you know, yeah, man, I'm just, yeah, it's time. It's time to make a change. It's time to do something different.
My brother, Leonardo, he said something that was key that I'll always say, but he said it the other day. It is obvious when we began to move to affect change with our people, we're going to have to get rid of some of our own people because they are going to jump in front of our gun when we aiming it at our enemy. They're going to jump in front of it. Or they're going to come against us thinking that they're doing God a favor. Like this Negro we just listened to, he's a so-called Christian. That's what he is, a so-called Christian. God told him to turn against his people. So therefore, it's obvious we're going to have to do away with some of our own because they're going to side with the open and consistent enemy. That's what they're going to do.
Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? I'm very honored to be up here with you, man. Everybody can't go.
Mine. No, everybody's not going to make it.
Because they shouldn't even be there. Everybody shouldn't be there. We know that. Man, get up. See, our problem is that warring with each other in that warring with each other, we have lost sight of motherfuckers that we shouldn't fuck with and motherfuckers that we should. See, the thing is that, like I said, we got to get back out here in these streets. We got to put our feet back out here in these streets and talk to our people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's just what it is. Because then you build a rapport with your community. Now, you know, when you go outside, you ain't got to talk to them up. You ain't got to speak because they speaking to you before you even see them. They like, hey, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And then you have greater builds outside of the internet. So I
Peace
just believe
to power. And then, brother, what you're saying is key. What you're saying is key. And then if something happens, the people are going to rally around you because they know what you're doing out here. You go and you speak to the people and you putting in the work. If something happened, everybody you spoke to, everybody that's watching you is going to come out. But like, nah, not that, brother. They're going to come out and they're going to rally around you and they're going to act on your behalf. They're going to. Because of what you're doing. You're speaking to the young people. You're galvanizing, you organizing the young people, and you having them organize themselves, and you coming, you dropping gems on them.
It got to happen little by little, you know.
And then, you know, the parents or, you know, they're looking at you, okay, this young man come by here every other day speaking to my son, and he's, they may see a change in their son for the better because you spoke to them. And then, you know, a lot of times because I go around when I speak to a young person, see, I don't like disobedience to a parent. I don't like that. Especially if you got a good parent who's nurturing and taking care of you and providing for you and doing right as a parent by you. No, you listen to that parent. So therefore, I'll pull a child. Like, look, man, no, don't do that. Listen to this person. Listen to your parent because they guided you the right way. You don't want what's out here. You don't want that for yourself. You want to be under the tutelage of your father and your mother. You don't want what's outside this house because outside this house is not a safe haven. They're in their embrace is your safe haven. So you don't want to be outside of that. You got to teach them like that. You don't want to be outside your families and your parents' embrace. You don't want that.
We got to remind. But see, the thing about it is, I was raised on the term "it takes a village to raise a child," right? Because we all work, we all got to do things, you know, to make sure the family's straight. So I just feel like it's gonna take us to get back to that. It takes a village to raise a child
I was
because
raised on that, brother.
at the end of the day, you know, they not. We so busy, man. We do so much, and I remember, right? I remember growing up. You know, my mom and dad used to work different shifts, right? So I always had time to just do pretty much whatever the hell I wanted to do, but I couldn't. You know why? Because I had Mr. Larry around the corner. I had Miss Diana down the street. She was a Mexican lady. I had Miss Porter, you know, down the street. You know what I'm saying? I had this person, that way, and they all kept us all in line.
That's
It's gonna take all of us, man,
it's
to
by design.
raise our children. These are our children. Just
Exactly.
because that child ain't your didn't come out of your nutsack or come out of your womb does not mean it's not your child.
That's a fact. But you know, they set it up by design that we have to work different shifts. They set that up by design because they was really looking forward to us not giving a damn about our neighbor's child, but we did. Now I grew up, like I said, I grew up in the projects. We had apartments A to G. I lived on the 4th floor. I lived in a G apartment. But if you did something, you got your ass whooped from A to G. Every damn neighbor, and you know, most of everybody was like family on my floor in my building. So if you want that for yourself, you go and you mess up, you get your behind whooped from apartment A all the way to G. And my parents, you know, when you got to G, that was the ultimate.
That was the ultimate ass whooping because they was really gonna get on
mom and dad. Because that's mom and dad.
Exactly. You know, our parents, the parents nowadays, I don't think they understand that a child having a healthy fear of their parents is a good thing. Your children shouldn't be afraid of you, but they should have a healthy fear that if I do something wrong, my mom and my dad gonna fuck me up. And not only is they gonna fuck me up, everybody in the neighborhood gonna fuck me up. That is a healthy fear because that reminds you not to go out and do stupid shit. Pain, listen, pain gives you a healthy fear of what not to do. Because you're thinking, look, I ain't going out with y'all, you know, to rob nobody because I'm gonna get fucked up. I'm cool.
No, never that because my man, look.
They gonna fuck me up. I'm cool. Y'all got it. Y'all go ahead. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
My pops didn't play, and I didn't play with him. I mean, he played with us like, you know, he was loving and nurturing care. He played with us literally, like, you know, threw us up and down and told us how to throw our hands and joked around with us. But when he said something, all the rest of that stuff that we did, when he said something, when he said do something or not do something, that's law.
That's facts.
That's law right there.
You better do it. Don't even think about talking back.
And when he's not playing, that means you're supposed to stop playing. When he play, you can play again. But when he's not playing, you stop playing.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, brother. And you know, I'm not even close to your age, but as an 80s baby, man, I understand that because my people didn't play. I'm talking about across the board, from the aunties to the uncles to even the older cousins. They didn't play none of that, bro. None of that, bro. You will get beat up for talking back. Not even by the people that's supposed to give you a whooping. Your cousin standing around like, bro, you ain't about to talk to my mom, you know what I'm saying? Or your mom, like we just don't do that, man. We hold each other accountable. And that's what I'm saying about these people who want to come in and sabotage shit. Bro, who sent you? Like, what you got going on? Matter of fact, I don't even care about none of that. Get your ass up out of here.
When it doesn't make sense, brother, when it doesn't make sense, when somebody come to us when we're doing our work and they come to us and they tell us or they suggest to us that we do something that don't make sense, you got to be real suspicious of that person because they're trying to sabotage what you're trying to build. You gotta really watch that person who's coming to you trying to tell you, oh, let's go over here and do this. That person's an agent 9 times out of 10, and he was sent or she was sent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy? It's 9 times out of 10. If they ain't throwing dirt on you, right? You got your seed. You gonna throw your seed in the dirt. You gonna throw your seed in the dirt to see what happened. They come right behind you and they spray that shit with some pesticides just to try to kill what you got going on. But see, the thing about us is once we hit that dirt, it's over. You can't stop the growth. You can't stop the. I don't care what type of pesticides you come with. Once we hit that dirt, the type of seeds that we are, star seeds, them real stars, you can't stop the growth once we hit the dirt.
We just keep growing and growing, brother. Plant our seed in fertile soil, not in dirt. When I say that, I'm meaning the mind. We plant our seed in fertile soil.
Appreciate the correction, my brother. I really do. Appreciate the correction.
I wasn't correcting you. I was agreeing with you strongly.
But I understand what you were saying, though. Like, that soil, it ain't just dirt. It's a difference. It's soil, because, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Even though you don't understand what you just did, I appreciate that, bro.
We got to always plant the seed and let out, because, it grows in the soil. You know what I'm saying? You got to plant that seed, brother, and then allow it to grow. You can't keep, you can't hinder the growth. That's why you don't hinder the growth of the young people. You don't. You bridge the gap. You give the young people what they need, and you step back. If it needs more watering, you go and you water some more. But you gotta allow it to grow though, on its own.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Look, check this out. So they grow during the day, but they bloom at night.
Exactly.
They bloom in the darkness. Ooh,
exactly.
Man, look, this is dope. This is dope as hell, because the conversation, or the build that we're having, the conversation that we're having is making me go through my memory bank, right? It's making me go through my Rolodex, my file, and I'm starting to think of all this different stuff that has always been stored there, but you're bringing it up. You're bringing it back up, and everything about us is about growth and development. You know what I'm saying? Everything about us is about being better. We not saying that we superior to anybody. We just know that everything about us is special. And people don't like to hear that, and I understand it. But I understand that's why other people are jealous and they talk down on us. And it's the biggest reason why us calling ourselves indigenous and taking back our rightful ownership of our own lands is rubbing people the wrong way. It's because they understand who we are and they hate the fact that niggas is waking up. Sorry, but not sorry.
That's really the reason for how we're approached. See, they know who we are, but overall, we don't know who we are. That's the problem. Once we realize overall who we are, a change will come real fast. But a lot of us really think that we are the niggas that white folks call us, and we're not. Everything, their so-called greatness, is who we are. They're not as great.
Told in reverse.
They're not as great as white folks is not as great as they say they are. And that's the problem that they have with us, because we are as great as they say they are. Because if you look at everything in America, as far as the structure. Now, come on, a black man designed Washington, D.C., okay? The whole landscape. And if you look at the buildings, you look at the landscape, look at the inventions that some of them they stole from us. We are everything that they say they are, and they are everything they say we are. But only thing they got on us that we're learning that we should unlearn is how to be damn wicked thieves, rapists. No, we need to unlearn that shit. It's the only thing they got on us, their ability to do that. They can steal, they can plagiarize, they can take.
Can I elaborate on that
Right,
just
they
a
can
little
do
bit?
all that. Please do.
Okay, so they've been pushing shit on us forever since these motherfuckers got here. They've been pushing shit on us, and what I'm noticing is that they're pushing homosexuality on our children. And I want to say this: if you want to genocide a people without killing them, what's the easiest way to do it? Make everybody gay so don't nobody procreate.
I see it like this. Make for a terrible warrior, brother. Not saying they can't be warriors, but if you got people who are identifying themselves as a people based on their sexuality, that's another trick bag. Because if you look at some of them, they consider their people like Brittany Griner. You know, she wouldn't be taking the cape off for none of our sisters. She's over there in Russia now, and where's her people? She consider her people, not us. She
exactly
LGBTQ.
Yep.
So
yep.
I'm not putting no cape
Where
on.
you at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Y'all there for everybody else? Everybody get canceled and shit for this? Where y'all at?
Where's her
for
people?
This sister?
I mean, I don't like the fact that she's in prison for 0.2 of an ounce of basically damn residue. That's what she's in prison for, basically residue. But and they had a white woman had 9 grams in hers. They tried, convicted her, and she was released in 2 months. But they gave her 9 years for residue. That lets you know that they don't like us. Is she going to identify her people by sexuality? No, you have to be black first, regardless of what your behavior, your sexual.
They showed her she's a nigga. They did. They definitely did that.
A wake-up call all the way in Russia.
Yep, they definitely showed her she's a nigga. Yep.
Got a wake-up call.
And what's sad about that is that we gotta be more careful, man. We know, come on, man. What? Like, she was slipping. I'm sorry, but she was slipping. Because you should know where you at, what's in your bags. When you're going to a whole nother place, man, you have to know that you ain't dirty. You don't know they laws.
What they found on her, realize is they would have to put it under a microscope to find, and they charge her with it.
You know, the weight actually.
What they found her with, or he or she, I don't know what the hell she consider herself, is what they found Brittany Griner with. They would have to put under the microscope to find.
I understand that. See, the thing is the weight came from the tube that it was in. It came from the cartridge that it was in. That weight, man, I guarantee if they'd have scraped that shit out and weighed it, man, they wouldn't have weighed nothing. Come on. It was empty. It was empty. It literally was empty. Listen, they're trying to make a statement.
They made one.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, in some of them countries, that's the loss of your life, man. Like, some of these countries, they don't allow these illegal drugs like the United States, man. They prosecute to the fullest.
Yeah, fact. Indeed.
You know what I mean? They ain't lean. They don't want all these citizens being junkies.
Fact.
And America don't care if you're a junkie.
Fact.
The more junkie you are, the more control they got.
Yep, and they flood your communities with the shit.
And like I said, she knew the rules when she went over there. Ain't no poor person going over Russia.
Yeah.
So she got what she get.
Yep. Can't take the cape off for her, brother. You can't put the cape on for her. Nope.
That just shows you how racist Russia is, because they got the same judicial system as the United fucking States of America.
Yep.
That's a fact, OG. That's a fact.
Because that white woman only got 2 months, and she had way more than Brittany Griner. She had like 9 ounces, 7 ounces, 7 to 9 ounces. She got tried and convicted, and they let her go in 2 months.
Seems like no matter where we go, we're treated the same motherfucking way. Period. Point blank.
It's global. Now, if you think you're going to be running away to another nation, trying to avoid, anti-blackness, if there's some white people there, there's some anti-blackness there. If white people are there, so you can't run from this unless we have to set up a states and territory of our own. That's the only way this thing gonna work with us.
Mm-hmm. Because wherever white people go, they don't leave. Wherever white people go, they don't leave.
They try to colonize everywhere they go. That's what they do. Colonize everywhere they go. They discover stuff that already exists. That's what they do.
How you gonna discover some shit a nigga already at? Bitch, I was here. What, you discovered me too? That a bitch.
That's what they do. I just discovered, your wallet on your nightstand. I discovered it. So
now it's mine.
So now it's
So now it's mine. Hey, I found it. Even though it was laying right next to you, I found it.
Yep. That's how they do things. Or they'll take something, plagiarize it, and put their name on it. Or they'll outright steal it. Name one thing that they haven't stolen. I will wait.
Don't worry, I'll wait with you, because we're going to be waiting forever.
You can't name one thing that they haven't stolen.
Even their fucking names.
Birthrights. You just name it. They stole it.
They stole all of it. All of it. And guess what? Sons of bitches, it's time to give it back. It's time to give it back. See, and if you don't, Mother Nature is gonna handle you. If you don't
give it back, that explains their behavior, good brother. Their behavior. This explains their behavior, the way they behave, their violent behavior, because they know what time we're living in. They're not gonna give it back. We're gonna have to take it. So,
exactly. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. So you said it. I didn't say it. So
we take what's ours because they're not gonna give it.
You listen, you ain't gonna give me my bike back. I promise you, I'm coming with all my cousins. You're gonna have to give my bike back. Just like that. When it come all the way down to it, if we allowed someone to take something from us, what did our grandparents tell us to do? Let's just be real. Come on, let's be real. Let's be grown for a second. You know what I'm saying? If someone took something from us, what did our parents and our grandparents tell us to do? You better go get that shit back.
That's a fact.
Now, what we gonna do? Because I'm tired of standing dormant. I'm serious. Whatever my people ready to do, I'm ready to do it with you, and I'm on the front line. Just let's have a plan. Let's do something. God damn.
Indeed. Absolutely.
I'm
But we
sorry,
have to.
bro.
We have to.
I don't get it.
We
Go
have
ahead.
to.
I'm sorry.
We have to. Devise our strategy.
Right. You have to have a
Devise our
plan. You have to
strategy.
have a strategy. Damn right. And I'm
Yeah.
all for it. And we got to do this offline, but we got to come together, man, and start devising a plan. We got to start putting some shit together because it's time. All this docile shit and all this nice shit, it's cool. I get it, right? But I'm just not for it. That warrior spirit in me has been awakened and I can't turn it off. I'm sorry, I can't turn it off.
We
I
are
don't
a.
know.
We are a very like I said, we have to reevaluate the way we are because it's to our detriment as far as like us being so it's to the point that it's really docile. We gotta reevaluate our behavior when it comes to letting people among us. We really do. We have to reevaluate that because it's like when we're too welcoming. We're just entirely too welcoming. We're too trusting. We have to stop that
I hate the word nice, but we're
because
too nice. We're
because
being stupid.
it's serving to our detriment. We have to stop that. When somebody brings somebody around that's not one of us, and they asking, how can I help? You can help by leaving us alone, leaving and not coming back ever again. You can help us
Can
by
I
doing that.
can I say this on some real shit? I ain't even trying to be funny. But if one of these motherfuckers just said, we gonna pass a bill that's called the Leave Niggas the Fuck Alone bill. And anybody who fuck with us get in trouble. Then maybe, just maybe, we might be, you know what I'm saying? We might be back on board. But until y'all motherfuckers create a bill that says leave niggas the fuck alone, miss us with that bullshit.
I mean, that's a bill that all we have to do is when somebody come among us is just shun them. Just shun them. We don't need them to create nothing for us. When they come among us, look, we don't want nothing to do with y'all. We've been there and done that with y'all. So bye. We've been there and done that with y'all. So we don't want you among us. You cause nothing but chaos. You're untrustworthy. Can't trust you as far as we can see you. So we don't need you to come among us. Or keep those people like that from among us.
That's absolutely right, my brother. And I respect that statement. Absolutely. I'm 100% with you.
Because 9 times out of 10 they only come around to see to infiltrate anyway.
They just want to see what's going on. Like I said, a lot of motherfuckers really that don't fuck with us, they don't fuck with us, right? But they want to be around us. They want to listen to us. They be all in our face, all in our conversations. Like, nigga, what is you eavesdropping for? Get the fuck out of here.
That's
but
that
they can't help themselves. Look, they can't help themselves. As much as they hate us, they want to hear what we got to say. They want to hear what we think because they like these niggas at any time it's gonna snap.
That's that unwritten law. When we're gathered and we're having a discussion or we're doing something, they gotta send one of them in to see what the hell we're doing. That's that unwritten law. Probably a written law. We're just not showing us.
It's probably a written law. We just don't know it. Cause for real, man, look, I see it every day, right? I work amongst these people and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that cause I pay attention to everything. You dig what I'm saying? I pay attention to everything. So when I notice that they come around, right? When we having these type of they don't really care if we just having some random ass conversation. But when we start having these type of conversations, them motherfuckers be lurking. Ooh, they be eavesdropping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and they shadow ban too.
I believe they are afraid of us having these conversations and having these builds, because if we do this, we will climb out of that hole that we in, and it's gonna be a fucking stampede. Because everybody gonna be on the same page once we get out this hole.
That's what
it's gonna be a
stampede.
stampede.
That's what it's all about. All of us being on one accord. You know, if we want the same thing, that's what we have to do.
Could you imagine 50, 55 million bulls running at you in the same direction on the same page, and they ready to gut your ass? They aiming for you. Could you imagine that? That's what they feeling. I promise you. I listen. I can feel it in my spirit. They are not ready for us to really. They don't understand. They have awoken a sleeping giant, not just a giant that breathes fire.
See, the thing is, we have to actually prepare ourselves for whatever. See, right now, if things were to take place with the way we are, they'll mop the floor with us. We ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? They'll mop the floor with us. That's why we have to change the way we are. Stop being so inclusive. Stop being so trusting of others, and we just deal with ourselves. Train ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically. Start out here. We have to we got to deal with each other and stop having other people come among us. Once we do that and we get ourselves trained and ready, staying ready so we don't have to get ready. See, I don't think that we should, pick up arms and march around showing people what we have. That's an error. You don't do that.
Stay silent. Yes, stay silent.
You don't do stuff like that. That right there ain't nothing but some damn cosmetics.
You put yourself on the forefront just to get fucked over.
Exactly. No, when we have to come out with what we have. We have to take care of business when we do it. Other than that, you don't do that. Walking around with 1,000 deep with AR-15s just to show them off. No, not doing that. So your enemy can say, okay,
your enemy can know exactly what you're fucking bringing. Exactly. Nah, they don't need to know that. They don't need to know that.
That's a terrible strategy. You don't do that. They can say, okay, that's what they got. Okay,
and then don't demean your soldiers on camera. And you can't demean your soldiers on camera, talking shit to your own soldiers. That don't make no sense, because the enemy sees it. It's on camera. You demeaning your own soldiers. The enemy is like, these niggas ain't really, man, shit. We can get rid of them easy. Let's just throw the regular tactics at them. We ain't gotta throw no real shit at them. Just throw some regular shit at them.
With the proper training, head to toe, not just physical training, because we need mental training, because some of us is not, not.
A lot of us have PTSD. Let's just be real about that, man. We've seen a lot of shit. For the whole time they've been here, we've had PTSD, man, and we got to deal with that. We have to deal with that. We have to understand that a lot of us, man, are afraid. Like, you see these brothers getting pulled over by the police and they get to running, right? They scared. They get to running, and this brother gets shot 60 times for running. Are you fucking kidding me?
See,
that tells me right there that we're not ready.
Somebody who would do that don't fear no consequence for doing it. That's my problem. somebody doing something, whether it's somebody who look like us or somebody who don't look like us, when they can do something like that, that means they fear no consequence.
Absolutely. That's overkill. Cause you imagine, listen, even if a motherfucker attacked you, right? Even if they attacked you, if you and a group of your soldiers shot that man 60 times, they would say that's capital murder. That's overkill.
If we were like we supposed to be, they wouldn't do that because they know we're coming. If they did that,
they would fear it.
That was
but it's
murder.
gotta be an eye for an eye, man.
Like I said, they don't fear no consequence. That's why they do stuff like that. Anybody who would do stuff like that, when you see somebody, they got a black woman down, punching her repeatedly in the face, they don't fear no consequence for that. That's why they do it. If they know somebody coming to deal with them for doing that, they won't do it. I'm not talking about him being put on administrative duty or being fired. No, you put your hands on one of our women, we coming to see you. We coming to see you. Not talk to you either. They don't fear that. They don't fear no consequence for doing that. That's why they'll do it. That's why they'll slam one of our little girls to the ground. That's why they'll slam one of our sons to the ground. Because they don't fear no consequence. If they knew somebody was coming to see them for doing that, they wouldn't do it.
You know, I would like to say something about that, but I'm not going to because I think the words that's going to come out of my mouth is, yeah. I just believe personally.
They're Mason 8-year-olds. Mason.
Like,
can you imagine?
They teach their children how to shoot at a young age. Man,
yeah.
Look, these people what our
daughters learning. Our daughters learn how to shake their ass. We got to stop that.
We got to stop all this bullshit, man. You got to separate from this shit. It does not make any sense that we're so far gone. Like, you know, you got to stop digging the hole, man. You got to stop digging the hole. We've been digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging for years. It's time to start building so we get the fuck out this hole. And once we get out this hole, it's time for a stampede.
That's what it's going to take, though, for us to, you know, we gotta increase the ranks. We just can't allow people to just do anything. I mean, come on, soft targets. Those are children, our women, our elderly. When somebody handle a woman rough, throw her down, punch her, or they handle your daughter, they twisting her arm, that means they don't care. They could care less about the men and her family.
You know what pisses me off more than that? It's us watching it.
Or what he would do. They don't care nothing about the men and her family or what he would do. No.
Because we sit back and watch it and video record the shit.
I'm talking about the family members. They are soft targets. And the thing is, my brother Smoke Signal just said something key, and it's my exact sentiment. It's like this, like that, butter for the fat. You kill my dog, I'm gonna slay your cat. That's how I feel about that. They have soft targets too. They have soft targets, even though some of they women pack. But the thing is, why aren't we fighting tooth and nail to do the same thing? If you're in Florida or you're in Georgia, you don't got no guns, you're crazy. You're crazy. White people starting shit with you, and then as soon as you punch them in their face, they pulling their gun out, shooting you dead, saying, They're standing their ground. Stand yours. I'm not saying go out there and start trouble, but if somebody run up on you, stand your ground. Stand your ground.
But understand, bro, that law was put into place for them, not you.
Understand that, but I understand the law was put in place. But I said, that's why I said, fight tooth and nail to get it.
They really put that law.
Certain states don't even have. You don't even have to have license to carry a gun, but you have to be serious about it. When I say serious about it, I mean that if you are pulled over and you have your firearm with you, the same law going to apply to me, because you ain't going to tell him he can have it and I can't. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I don't mean a written law. I mean a law as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, you're not going to just tell me that I can't have something that's naturally mine. The right to protect myself and my family. That's a law. That's a right you can't give me or take from me. I don't care who you are and what your position is. You can't take the right to protect myself from me and my family.
Everybody should have the right to protect themselves.
You can't give me that right, and you can't take it from me.
Everybody, and I repeat, everybody should have the right to protect themselves. It's about the preservation of life. If I feel like I'm in danger, I'm only gonna do what is natural. It's either fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? And if I decide to fight back, it shouldn't be no thing.
Exactly. Yet if you are not the aggressor, which I'm taught not to be the aggressor, but fight with those who fight against me. If you're not the aggressor and somebody aggress you violently, you have every right to defend yourself.
Absolutely.
Every right to defend yourself.
Absolutely. And that's against police too. But we just don't know that. And that's the sad part, is that we allow them to kill us, right? And I don't just mean us. I mean man, listen, if you a white person and you ain't on their radar like that, and you ain't fucking with them like that, they'll kill your ass too.
The Constitution,
y'all motherfuckers better get with it.
The Constitution of the United States don't pertain to us. So that's why we have to exercise natural rights.
But that's why there's two constitutions. That's why there's two constitutions.
That's why we have to exercise natural rights. Natural rights is the rights that defend yourself. We have to exercise natural rights. So because that Constitution, they didn't have us in mind when they was drafting it. So
exactly,
natural rights is ours.
Yep. The Constitution has been changed. It's been changed many a times. Not just
I don't even get into that. All I would tell my people is stop quoting it like it's yours and like it pertains to you and like you have the rights of that Constitution. Exercise the rights, the natural rights that as a man, exercise those rights. That's it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Because when it comes to that Constitution, they did not have us in mind when it comes to that.
No. Look, I mean, think about the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment says, let no man be a slave unless he be a criminal. So what do? You take and make everything criminalized, right?
That's why the prison, that's the beginning. I think that's 13, brother. The 13th Amendment.
I might be wrong. But, yeah, like that's real, man. Like these folk really.
And that's when they wrote the slave code of laws. They wrote a slave code of laws after they did the 13th Amendment. They wrote a slave code of laws, and you can go to jail for damn near any damn thing.
Absolutely.
And they can make a slave out of you and get free labor. You building bridges.
You remember the first crime bill? You remember the first crime bill? It was written by Joe Biden.
The 94.
The first crime. Yep, the first crime bill was written by Joe Biden, and it made damn near anything that you did as an urban person a fucking crime.
And the former governor of New Jersey, she instituted the 3 strikes law. It's a female, Christy Todd Whitman.
Yep, absolutely.
She did the 3 strikes. She the one did that. She the one proposed taking your license for this and taking your license for that. Christy Todd Whitman.
It's ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous how much we allow motherfuckers to control our lives, man. Like, you know what's crazy is white folks don't let that shit happen, bro. Like, they storm the Capitol and all that shit, man. Fuck you. You not about to treat us like that. But we don't have that same energy.
Yeah, it was just some criminals support.
Look, I got my popcorn. I watched it.
Yeah, I'm like this. If they're gonna destroy their own shit, let them do it. That's their shit.
Exactly.
Yep. I don't give a damn.
You absolutely right, bro.
I mean, like I don't get in between, people when they, like I said, I always say that when 2 people that start infighting, that's your enemy. You don't get in between them. You let them destroy each other.
Hey, it ain't my business, but I'm watching. It ain't my business, so I ain't finna say nothing. Really, it ain't my business. That's why a lot of people was quiet, because it ain't our fucking business.
Yeah,
it really ain't. That's on y'all.
Only the coon ass Negroes talk about how terrible that is. I don't give a damn. They could have tore that damn whole building up. I don't give a damn.
You know what I really wish? I really wish they would have got the information that they was going there for. Because they was going there for information. They was going there for records. I really wish they would have got the records. And that's the thing. Like, shit, they could have got them, but they didn't. But if they would have, ooh, shit.
Then they all got slaps on the wrist for doing that. But I really not really into that type of thing. Like I said, I don't care if they tell that they would have torn the building down. They could have did whatever to that building, because they write that's a place where they write all these laws to oppress our people in. So I don't give a damn. I don't care. They could tear it up.
To be honest, I was quite proud. I was like, look at these white folks. They actually tearing some shit up.
Brother, realize it's been a pleasure, brother. I'm about to end this stream, and it's been good, brother. It's always
much respect, man. Much respect and honor, and always, man. It's always respect. It's always honor. It's always love. And I respect you, my brother, and I appreciate you allowing me on the platform.
Much respect to you. Much respect.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, my brother. And we got to continue to make these builds, and hopefully we can build something to get us out this hole we in.
Indeed. I want to say thank you to Big Dog Philly OG, JJ the Aboriginal Flat Earther, Cherokee, Smoke Signal, Bronze Flat Power God, Jared Jaguar, Love Zay, the Bomb Mom. Let me see who else came through. What's the other brother? What's the other brother name? Other brother's name. Did I mention Love Zay? Chris Cyphers. Of course, my brother Realize. 4-5 Black. Appreciate you coming through. Leonard Peel.
Hey, once again, hey, bro, thank you so much, man.
Brother Prophet
I
Levi.
appreciate you for all you do, bro. You are a bright spot, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to who we are. And I know a lot of people appreciate you, man. Just
And I appreciate
keep going,
everybody.
man. Keep growing, man, because I already know this could be a big platform. Just keep going, bro. Keep going. I'm putting that out there in the ethers right now. You know
I
what I'm saying? I'm
appreciate
putting
you,
that
brother.
energy out there, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when I can come and speak my truth and not get jumped on because I'm passionate a little bit, like that shit's cool. You feel me? And you also speak your own truth, man. And yours is something that tonight I learned from. So I appreciate you, my brother. For
I
real, for real.
appreciate you
And
too,
my
brother.
phone didn't
And I
even act
appreciate
up.
you coming through, brother.
My phone didn't even act up. So I think I needed this. And you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
brother.
thank you, man. Appreciate you. Salute.
Salute, brother. I'm going to end this stream now. Say peace to the family. And I thank everybody for coming through. This is The Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.